everyone, pop culture curator here. So good to see you. I'm glad everyone's back, at least me. I know I am barely, but so happy to be. I know we weren't able to make it last week, but I guarantee you we're going to make it up for tonight with a crazy, zany episode, I guess you could say. I think it's really going to be way out there, even for a Lost in Space episode. And I'll kind of go into a little bit of a background on why this episode is the way it is and the theme that it is. But I want to welcome everybody back. Thank you for your patience, for returning. And I want to say, first of all, hello to everybody on my panel, my fellow panelists. So good to see you guys. Gorilla's Random Thoughts will not be here on the panel tonight. He's having trouble with his internet at home, but he'll be in the chat. So hello, Gorilla. Shout out to Gorilla. He's out there somewhere listening.
Hi, Gorilla.
And PvP should be along shortly. I sent him the link, so should be any time. Stone Racket, how are you doing, sir? How are you doing this wonderful evening?
I'm doing just fine, pussycat.
And how are you doing, Jill? Antiderivative Jill, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, last week was a cartoon. This week's a cartoon. I'm not that surprised.
Well, that's true. That's definitely two.
The week before, last week I was out of commission.
Right. Definitely similarities. Yeah. I know this. I wasn't sure how you were going to be able to handle this, Jill. I know it may be like a tough pill to swallow, but I think, in my opinion, I know I'll kind of jump the gun on this here without giving spoilers, but I think this is Lost in Space's version of The Way of the Gun.
The specter of the gun?
Spectre of the gun.
You know what? I definitely thought of that. Except, yeah, I have my own opinions about that.
Of course,
that's great.
Of course, Kirk and Spock and company, they didn't have wild animals to run off on.
Yeah, I know, huh? Too bad for them.
As Chico asked of Groucho in their first movie, The Coconuts, why a duck? For this one, I say, why a giraffe?
Why not?
Why not?
What else?
Well, because those little wheels, they go faster than you could ever go on foot.
You betcha.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, 2 weeks ago, we had a gambling machine on wheels, and now we get giraffes. They were giraffes on wheels, right?
Yep, and a tiger, I believe.
A tiger.
Yeah.
We get our first Lost in Space chase scene. I don't know if you guys realize that. Very short
really?
It may be, but yeah, believe it or not, that's what we can. Even though it went from point A to point B abruptly, it was essentially a chase scene, I guess.
Oh, you mean like not a spaceship chase?
Not a spaceship chase, no, but what do you call those? Space animals, space vehicles?
Yeah, just say, a vehicle, I guess, a vehicle chase.
Well, they were on wheels and they were electric, so yeah.
Yeah, we can call them space animals, or even better, cosmic animals.
There it is. And I'd like to say hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for your patience for waiting until we get started. First of all, my good friend LDG waving, saying hello. And I want to return that and say, hey, LDG. So good to see you. Oh, Gorilla is not going to be here tonight, like I said on the panel, because of his home internet issues. So I hope, if it's okay with you guys, maybe you guys can help me out a little bit with the chat tonight.
All right.
Sure. Well, all you have to do is click on the chat, and we can take turns reading them for you.
That sounds like a great idea. Perfect.
Just let us know. Let us know you want us to read, and we will.
Oh, that sounds good. Let's do that from this point forward, because I love both of your voices. And you definitely sound better than I do at this point. And okay, first
We're
of
glad we
all,
can hear you at all.
oh, so am I. The only reason why I have a voice at all is because I just yelled at somebody yesterday. Otherwise, I didn't have much voice, but I'm better now. No, it was the day before yesterday. I had to yell at somebody. Well, but it doesn't matter. I don't like yelling at anybody. So, next, and without further ado,
Yeah, me neither.
Jill, would you like to start with this one?
Howdy, pussycats. That is his catchphrase in this episode.
Yeah, and the script originally was Playmates, and Jonathan Harris changed it to Pussycats.
Everyone's a pussycat.
Yeah.
And I like that term.
Yeah, that was
like
interesting. Interesting coming from Jonathan Harris in that voice. But even that wasn't so bad, but even creepier is when he was putting the moves on Judy later on. We'll get to that scene.
I know. apparently she was oblivious to it, right?
Yeah, I know. It's like, you're acting very strange. It's like, yeah.
That's definitely some ground that we're going to cover.
Don got there just in time.
Just in the nick of time.
Yes, he did. And the reason why I like that change in the script is because I like the phrase "pussycat" was actually popular during the day. There was a good popular comedy called "The Owl and the Pussycat," and it was the pussycat was a phrase that was being thrown around teenagers, and it was a slang back then. So I do like the fact that he used that word instead of the one that you mentioned, Stone Racket.
And of course, there's Tom Jones.
That's right. What's up, pussycat?
What's up, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And Lemon Pie.
A good movie I recommend, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lemon Pie says, greetings.
Thank you.
Lemon Pie.
Yes, hello, Lemon Pie.
And Jill, would you like to read this?
Gorilla says, hey there.
And we
and
say,
go ahead.
And we say, hey there, right back at you, Gorilla.
Hi, Gorilla.
Hello.
Pussycat.
I don't know if he's going to like that.
Well, I look forward to seeing you next time. You're more than welcome to chew me out. But we do miss you, Gorilla. We do miss you, and look forward to having you on the next stream.
Definitely.
And how about this one?
It's almost. Oh, is it your turn?
No, it was your turn. But
okay, LDG Free the Net says almost go time.
We'll get a hang of it.
Oh, which reminds me, I haven't explained this to the chat yet and the whole world, but I'm 30 minutes late tonight because I had a doctor's appointment. So I know we had a time change, and some people may think it might be because I was off on the time, which is very possible, but it was only because I had a doctor's appointment. It was really scheduled late this afternoon.
Oh, man. Okay, that makes sense. I only assumed that because you're in Arizona where you guys don't have a time change.
Well, not only that, during the last time change, I did kind of screw up. So it's only understandable that people might, be expecting that again. And who would like to read this from Edge of Time?
Edge of Time says, greetings from the Edge of Time and the Flat Mars Appreciation Society.
I'd believe in that boy with a flat Earth.
That explains west of Mars. That explains the title of tonight's episode.
You're right. You can either be east or west, right? And how about this one?
Lemon Pie says, I hope today finds you well, Pop.
It does. Guilty pleasure. I just got home from the doctor, took pain pills. I gave them just long enough to kick in, which they just did about 10 minutes ago. So now I'm much better. I can handle this. So thank you, Lemon Pie, and I hope you're doing well.
Howdy, Stone Racket.
Howdy, Lemon Pie. And how you pronounce this? Hakeem? Yeah, Hakeem says, hey, Pop, in chat.
Hello, Hakeem. Welcome and good to see you. Hope you're doing well and staying warm.
Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Stone Racket is in charge of chat tonight.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, if it's okay, I'd like to hear both of them because I really, really like Jill's voice.
Yeah, I think it's Stone Racket and Jill are in charge of the chat.
We're a team now.
Sort of, kinda.
Team effort, right? Team effort.
Yeah, team effort. Yeah.
That's always the way to do it. Diversity.
Lemon Pie says, "Howdy, Jill. I hope you're recovering well.
I am, thank you.
The Jill must continue."
And I'm only just going by how I feel, and yes, I am feeling better.
You know, that reminds me of the
Excellent.
question I have, Jill. That your car is total. What model or maker? What was that before it got wrecked?
CRV 2016
Honda.
Mm.
Well, it's too bad. Those are good cars. I hope you get something
Oh,
at least
yeah.
equal or better.
I did. There's a, well, anyway,
Good.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad to
It's
hear
all
it.
good.
I'm glad to hear you. I'm glad to hear you're okay, and you came out on top.
I did. The insurance is taking care of me, and I'm okay. So all good.
Yay.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, and another quick question. The person that fell asleep at the wheel, they didn't have any children in the car, did they?
No, it was just that one lady was
Good.
there. There was nobody
Good,
else in the car.
Good, because it breaks my heart when I hear about kids involved in accidents.
There was one kid in one of the cars, and she was devastated. She was crying. Yeah, so there was one kid involved because there were 4 cars that this lady, 3 cars that this lady hit, 4 cars involved.
Oh my goodness, her insurance is going to be paying forever. Is that kid was the child devastated because of very young and was scared, or because of his injuries?
Traumatized. She looked to be about 10 years old.
Oh, poor baby.
Yep. Hi,
Who would like to
LDG,
read this?
says Lemon Pie.
That's
Hi,
right.
LDG.
Good old LDG.
Yeah.
And Lemon Pie says, "Edge of time, Hakeem," and he's waving to, or he or she is waving to both.
Hey, Lemons and Gorilla, says King.
And Lemon Pie says, "Hey, Gorilla."
My problem is $85, says Gorilla.
Ooh, that's a stiff $85.
But he's laughing about it.
Well, I'm glad that you're able to resolve it. Oops. I heard the pot. Oh, there he is. I think it was one of these. How long you been waiting, PvP? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just got back because I went out and got a few groceries, and I don't know what's going on with. It must be the time change because YouTube was telling me it wasn't going to start till 7 o'clock Pacific time, which is like 13 minutes away from now. So it looks like you guys started what, about 6:30 my time?
Well, I was originally going to start at the normal time of what would be 6 p.m. my time, Mountain Time, but I had a doctor's appointment late this afternoon.
Okay.
So I scheduled it for 7 p.m. my time, but then fortunately I got out of the doctor early, so I was able to start at 6:30. If that makes any sense. Sorry, that might be a little confusing.
That does actually then, so that explains it. Because at first I thought it might have something to do with the time change yesterday, and maybe YouTube had got the notification messed up. But that makes actually much more sense what you just told me. Yeah, well, that's good. I didn't miss too much then.
Yeah, I wish it would have been because of time change. I had to go into the X-ray zapper, so yeah, that wasn't pleasant at all.
Ouch.
So tonight we're playing a little game, PvP.
Uh-oh.
And that is, Gorilla's not with us tonight because his internet is down, so he's joining us from the chat. So the fellow panel members are taking turns reading the chat. Would you like to help us do that?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
In that case, you're next, PvP.
Uh-oh. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Oh, do I read this one?
I already read it.
Yet?
Oh,
Yeah, Gorilla's got an $85 problem.
So is that why his internet's out? Because he didn't pay his internet bill?
I guess so.
Oh, gosh.
There you
Oh, okay.
go.
Here we go. Hey, Scurvy.
And Gorilla says, "Hey, Hakeem."
Gorilla also says, I'm surprised they could say that on public TV.
Pussycats?
Oh, pussycat?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
I thought. Putty cat.
Yeah, putty tat,
And,
pussycat.
pussycat is a completely safe word. It just depends where your mind is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we are talking gorilla here, right? So. Oh, boy.
Automatic F for this episode. I have to say that. Sorry, guys. I had to cut into that.
Automatic F. Yes.
Right. Gorilla did not disappoint tonight.
Yeah, his vote and my vote were the only two, and it was 100% when I voted. So I went, somebody else gave it a low grade. Now, of course, it was Gorilla.
Yeah, gee, I wonder who that could be, right?
Well, you'd be surprised.
Oh. Oh, boy.
Let's
And
see,
who would
whose
like to
turn
read
is
this?
it?
It's
Yeah, it's-
PvP's turn.
Okay, yeah, PvP.
Okay. Antiderivative Jill says, "Thank you, Gorilla's Random Thoughts."
And then Lemon Pie says, "What's new, Pussycat?" Oh, whoa, whoa.
It's actually a good
Yep.
song and a good movie.
Yeah,
I
Tom
remember that.
Jones. That is Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck on the pop parade.
Yeah, they were
Yes.
pretty
Lem-
good back then.
Oh, yeah. Lemon Pie says, Jill, was that the same lady you encountered at the coffee shop? The one troublemaker in your town? What? I have no idea what you're talking about. You might be mixing up my story with somebody else's story. I don't have any trouble with any coffee shop.
No, it sounds like the lady who
Sorry,
was
Lemon
driving.
Pie.
It sounds like the lady who was driving wasn't getting enough coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really.
And who would like to read this?
Oh, is it my turn again? Jill is only female in chat.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That's
she's
true.
the only female on the panel,
Yeah, that too.
unless one of us is identifying as something else tonight,
Oh, oh,
which
no.
I'm not.
Yeah, no chance of that.
Gorilla's Random
Okay.
Thoughts. Hopefully Wednesday, unless someone is generous. LOL. So hopefully he'll be back Wednesday.
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah.
Hello, PvP, who is also going to read the next chat.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Well, the only place I heard that word on the hub.
Hmm.
On the hub.
Not quite sure what girl's talking
Yeah.
about there, but
I don't know what that
Corn
means.
hub. but
oh,
Not corn.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's an actual parody
I'm not-
website. You can go to Corn Hub and there's actual corn pictures and videos.
Oh,
Is it all like corn pictures of corn?
Yes. I don't want to derail too much, but it's real. Yes.
Oh no. Oh boy, what a world we're living in.
Lemon Pie says Gorilla has 85 problems, not 99.
Eh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't see StreamYards working yet. It better. Sorry, here we go. Here's the next one.
Whose turn?
Yours.
Okay, I lose track. A homeless lady encounter, Jill, you had related.
Yes. Okay. So that was a ice cream shop, and no, it wasn't the purple-haired lady, but yeah, I was also in danger from that lady. Also, she was yelling at me
Why?
to give her all of my stuff because she's.
Oh, that's
How dare
great.
her!
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
How
really,
dare her!
wow. Aggressive
But I
panhandlers,
got
boy.
away by giving her the rest of my son's sundae. He was finished with it already, but it was like, okay. I gave
You
her
shouldn't
ice
let her-
cream. I didn't have.
Weird.
Well, it was
Shouldn't let
either
her
that or.
strong arm you into it.
Well, no, but I mean, it was either that or I have no idea what she was going to do. It at least distracted her so I could get the hell out of there.
See, that's how they
Yeah.
are in California.
Yeah.
You don't know what to expect. They could be dangerous.
Exactly. So I figured I had to
Well,
do something.
Entitled.
yeah, we have a couple of places. Actually, the local grocery store can be bad for that. Some nights there'll be homeless people with their shopping cart full of worldly belongings camped out by the main door, and sometimes it kind of is a bit creepy. They've always been polite, fortunately, that I've encountered, but you'll never know, right? So yeah, this kind
Well,
of
they're
spooky.
polite until they want your things.
Well, yeah.
Or
I mean,
unless
usually
you,
they just ask, and I say no. I don't carry any. I don't carry money with me,
or,
and that usually, that shuts them up.
or they're polite until you say no.
Mhm,
I
exactly.
just,
Yeah.
I just,
I
I
would.
just, I just say sorry. I don't carry change or
Yeah.
currency with
I
me.
just go. Well, I don't have any money on me, but I have this phaser which is set on stun.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
sometimes
I
I
need.
wish. I wish I had
That's
a
what we
phaser.
all need. Nice hand phaser set on stun.
As a
Sounds like a
reminder,
plan.
as a history lesson reminder, boys and girls out there, they used to be called bums, miscreants,
Yeah.
Low lives,
loochers,
loafers.
ne'er-do-wells, loafers, right? But they decided,
Freeloaders.
but no, they're not really any of those things, are they? No, they're just
No.
homeless. They don't cause crime. They don't beg for anything. They don't do drugs.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, there's one
So here
gas
we go.
station I won't go to anymore because of that. But anyway, let's get back to the episode, perhaps.
We are going to kickstart the episode. Yes. Sorry for the
Yay!
delay for those in the chat. I appreciate your patience. So tonight we are covering the episode West of Mars, and it is from season 2, episode 11. And the plot synopsis, it premiered Wednesday, November 30th, 1966. So definitely before The Way of the Gun, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, so you know who's copying who, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Star Trek was inspired by this episode. How nice. Season 2, episode 11, West of Mars, a wanted intergalactic gunfighter and Smith's doppelganger switches places with him. And what I usually do is I usually have a little bit, I'll try to cover some of from the book. I don't have a very strong voice tonight, but I'll do my best. And without elaborating too much. This will be from Irwin Allen's Lost in Space, the authorized biography of a classic sci-fi series, Volume 2. And this is episode number 40. Written by Michael Fessier. I don't know if it's Fessier or Fessier, but I'm not going to be over fancy with it. Written by Michael Fessier, story editor Anthony Wilson, directed by Nathan Jurin, produced by Irwin Allen with William D. Perala. And the assessment is as follows. West of Mars is a guilty pleasure. Some don't like it, too silly for them. It is pure camp with no attempt for logic. But the creative imagination runs wild in this one. Uniquely clever material, complemented by creatively surreal execution. There was no other episode like West of Mars. This aired in late of 66 and again in the summer of 67. That was the summer of love, a time of the counterculture revolution and a pop culture explosion of sights and sounds. An episode such as this perhaps wouldn't have been made at any other time for anyone with a color TV set. This Lost in Space delivered a near hallucinogenic trip.
Yeah, they all were on something when they wrote this one.
Yeah, that was a trip, all right.
Set design gets an A+ for working within a restricted budget, yet coming up with ideas never before seen on TV. Jonathan Harris is a delight, or double delight, as Smith and Zeno, and Smith pretending to be Zeno and Zeno pretending to be Smith. 4 roles in 6 days, an amazing feat. All logic goes right out the window with this one. course, everyone speaks English and emulates the customs and clothing of the American Western frontier, or at least TVs and movies distort a view of it, even though Zeno is said to have visited Earth and the galactic enforcer says that the planet is off limits. Then there is the immense difference in the voices and speech pattern between Smith and Zeno, yet the enforcer, upon hearing Smith's voice, claims that he recognized it as Zeno's. There's more. Will tells the enforcer that Dr. Smith is afraid of firearms. Perhaps that doesn't apply to laser guns, since we've seen him with those before. And even them as well as he did in the derelict when he shot the bubble creature. And how is the robot programmed to know about the galactic legal code? Maybe Werner Klemper's character briefed him during All That Glitters. A lack of logic or continuity or sanity does not matter when it comes to West of Mars. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. And this was. So the production number 9512, Michael Fessier pitched this idea to Irwin Allen, who actually liked the idea. That's the reason why he was chosen. This was his first script for Lost in Space. And the pitch was on April 7th. The first story treatment was turned on May 10th. Michael Fessier, get this, guys, the writer, was paid $630 for his story. Then he was given a contract for $3,370 to write 2 drafts of the script. He was 60. He had written the screenplays for several Fred Astaire and Rita Hayworth musicals, such as 1941's You Never Get Rich and 1942's You Were Never Lovelier. In 1945, he wrote the screenplay for That's Spirit, which prominently featured June Lockhart's father, Gene Lockhart. He became a film producer in the 30s and 40s, but then turned to writing for television with several westerns. I'm not going to go through the detailed list of him.
Well, just to fill in for Gorilla again, he would put the 630 into the inflation calculator from 1967 to now. That
Thank
is
you.
$630 is $5,817.45.
Oh, then that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, right.
That's not bad at all. Well, then, can you tell us what the 3,000? What did I say it was? 3,370 would be now, which is what he was paid for the contract of the entire writing.
That's $31,118.
No, that's pretty sweet. I wouldn't complain about that.
Yeah, me neither. That's a pretty good run, just for writing. If you write for several TV shows, you can build that up to a pretty good salary.
And
That's true.
That's exactly what he did. He wrote for several TV shows.
Yeah, several TV shows. He was also writing for print. So he was writing for the Saturday Evening Post, Esquire, and TV Guide. And for TV Guide, he was visiting the set in 1966, and he was doing a piece on Guy Williams and Lost in Space. While visiting the set, he research his article. Fessier told Tony Wilson that he would really like to see on TV. What he really wanted to see on TV was Lost in Space comedy western. So, and to
here we go.
This, yeah, so to clarify, this wasn't meant to be a comedy from the beginning. This was Fessier's only produced script for Lost in Space. Later in the season, he was given a second writing assignment, but that one was then abandoned. West of Mars was the series' first all-out comedy episode. There have been plenty of comical moments in the series, even dating back to episode number 8 in the first season. On May 13, 1966, after reading Fessier's first draft, Irwin Allen wrote to Tony Wilson. His notes focused on an attempt to maintain a degree of logic and character continuity with Smith, demonstrating that Allen was still a watchdog for such things as lost in space. However, his memo also gave clear indication that he was happy about the changes the script was going to go in. So these are some of the notes by Irwin Allen. It is not clear whether the space monsters Smith claims to encounter were real or just an invention which has been used as an excuse for not gathering the ore. When Smith is once again sent out to do so, he seems genuinely frightened of what turns out to be only will. Sorry, I'm going to cut this short because my voice is not going to last. All right. So let me get back to the screen here. Yeah, I won't be reading as much tonight as I usually do. Sorry, guys.
Maybe we could do some chats to give you a breather there, Pop, perhaps?
That would be beautiful. How about starting with this one? Anybody remember whose turn it is?
Yeah,
No,
it's mine.
No. Okay, go.
Gorilla Random Thoughts. Jill, you live in Texas. You have way better options, like something that comes in the form of a 9mm. Don't have to use it, but people just seeing it will not mess with you.
Yeah, just
Okay.
hang it from your rearview mirror.
That's true, Gorilla. That's what I say in the chat.
How about
Indeed.
this?
And the next one.
That's it.
This is my name, I'm assuming. That lady was unbalanced. Not sure it would have helped.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
You probably would have ended up gunning her down, actually, Jill. She probably would have saw the gun and gone for it, you know? Like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. No, I just took my son and got the heck out of there.
Good move.
I'm
Wise
assuming
move.
they did it. I'm assuming they did a DUI test, right, and everything, all that.
Oh, you mean the car accident? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if those tests were performed on this lady.
It
Usually
should be
they do.
automatically. Yeah, you
Yeah.
think.
It should be.
Lemon
But
Pie,
nothing on the police report.
Lemon Pie says, I think Jill, Vulcan neck pinched her.
No, it was a mind meld, long distance. You can't reach through the glass.
I think they're still talking about the ice cream shop lady.
I'm not
Yeah.
aware of that story. I'm sorry to confuse you guys.
It was a different story, yeah. the ice cream lady who wanted my ice cream.
Oh, that's all the homeless lady.
Right. Lemon Pie says, Gorilla, if the Powerball goes my way, I'll send you $85. Heck, 86. Ooh, generous.
Oh, yeah, might as well splurge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, there you go.
All right, we're all
Extra
caught up.
dollar.
So now we're going to start with the catching up from last week's episode. Apparently, Dr. Smith being punished for his hijinks of the last week is being punished by having to dig and mine for, well, it just says here ore, but I think it's probably fuel for their ship. And he doesn't seem up once, of course, it is Dr. Smith, so he's not very happy at all. So he's moaning and complaining.
Yeah, this ore, Jill, is definitely not Xenite, right?
Mm.
I'm trying to remember. Is it? What's the name of the fuel they use? Is this
Deuteronium.
Deuteronium? Is that what they're digging? Because usually they have to dig for that.
Yeah, this
I don't know.
is some kind of blue ore that they don't explain. Deuteronium has always been, they're using the laser drill. And
Yeah.
and I'm not sure what color deuteronium is, because when we were showing it, it was in black and white. So
True, that's true.
it was more of a kind of a pebble. If I remember right, it was kind of a pebbly substance.
Well, when Smith tried to barter away deuteronium in another episode, wasn't it like in little glass jars or something?
It was in metal canisters.
Yeah, so we never actually got a real good look at it.
But it's poured out in one episode in the first season. It was like little round pebble-like things.
So it's like
True.
granular kind of substance. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't look like deuteronium then.
No, and it doesn't look like Xenite, right, Jill?
No.
Yeah. Gee, I wish I could be there tomorrow. That's one of my favorite episodes, but oh well.
Oh, it
Yes,
is. Right.
it's like they're digging
Oh,
ore
I love
here.
that episode.
They're digging ore here, and then in tomorrow's episode, Cloud Minders, they're digging ore there too with their bare hands.
Ooh, I like the
Oh yeah,
similarity.
yeah.
You'd never see Smith do that.
No, unless someone was pointing a gun at him or something.
Well, no, he doesn't even mine with the tools.
No, all he does is complain. But when they do open up here, we have Will bringing him some dessert. And Dr. Smith does have in hand a bucket of rocks already. So he's been doing some work. They don't really establish how much.
He's just
I
been
imagine
picking up
very little.
all the ore that's all over the place. He doesn't
On the
actually have to
ground.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm guessing that Don and Professor West probably do all the heavy work. And then Smith just goes around and picks up whatever's laying around on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I'm sure they blew something up.
Speaking of Dawn, I was confused when I thought about the title of this, West of Mars. Like, wouldn't it have been a better story if they'd had Dawn featured in the story somehow?
That would be cool.
I mean,
But
that would
no,
have made
this
sense, right?
episode has nothing to do with Mars.
No, it has nothing to do with
Or
West
That would have been a
either.
different.
Nothing to
Yeah,
do
that
with
could have
West
been a
either.
different kind of story.
But it's a Western.
No, Western of Mars. Oh my! I should have. Gosh, how did I miss that?
No comment.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm clueless. I admit.
Well, so here, Will arrive here momentarily, and he held a big old picnic basket for apparently what amounts to a little bit of amount of dessert. But it's like, oh well, at least that's very nice of Will to sacrifice and give up his dessert for Dr. Smith. And of course, Dr. Smith is being clumsy at the same time. He's not being very. And of course, the first thing he does, of course, don't offer me anything to eat, or he's going to sit down. And then he starts telling tall tales. And here we go. And I thought this scene was so hilarious watching him carry that bucket and complaining. And of course, he wasn't actually. So
He brought in a picnic basket.
Yes, that's right. So I do remember. So I forgot about that. So when the scene opens up, he's actually sitting down, not working, right?
Yeah,
And then he
exactly.
gets
That
up.
makes more sense.
Right. Then he gets up and walks over as he hears Will's voice calling for him. And then he's acting like he's working. And then suddenly we start getting all this commotion arise. And we get a few explosions along the way. Will takes off completely. No, he doesn't. What am I thinking? Sorry. And then that's when we get this, I guess, a beacon that appears inside their oil ore core bucket. I'm sorry, my mind is off today, guys. I'm sorry, I just took pain pills. So yeah, I'm going to need you guys to help sometimes.
Maybe the ore cart might describe it.
Yeah, the space enforcer is sending out a warning to a criminal named Zeno. And Smith and Will, they're confused by this.
Right, obviously they've never heard of whoever this is. But the message is, and what does the message say, guys?
Surrender, and I guarantee you a fair trial.
And of course, they're both in fear, especially Dr. Smith, once again using Will as a human shield.
Refuse and you die.
Yeah.
So I got.
You think Will would catch on by now, but oh well.
Go ahead, Joe.
I got slides for this beacon exploding and then disappearing.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I guess it happens a little bit. There it goes. The show really loves to just have everything explode.
Yes.
Explode. It's funny, they almost look like a little gumball machine.
And somehow Dr. Smith knows what a super swift is, even though
Yeah,
they're
yeah, I
all
was wondering.
knowledge.
Yeah, I'd never
Yeah.
heard of that term.
Yeah,
I
I've
always
never heard of that
quick,
term ever.
ever. I've
It's
always
like
heard,
what?
and I was wondering about that. I've always heard the term quick draw,
Right.
but
That's
for some
the
reason, for some reason they went out of their way not to use that word. And
Right.
I'm wondering if
Well,
the censors might have said something about that.
maybe.
Well,
but there's
we
a
know
super in this
we
episode.
we all know Quick Draw McGraw, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Is that a cartoon, right?
Yeah, the cartoon. Jill, do you know Quick Draw McGraw
I've heard of him.
and his sidekick Baba Louie?
No, I never
No?
watched it.
Okay, Quick Draw McGraw is a horse, and Baba Louie is a burro.
All
And so Quick Draw McGraw is a fast drawing horse, believe it or not.
Wow,
I may or may not have seen one or two of them, but I don't remember it.
that's quite a feet to pull a gun out and draw when you have hooves instead
Hooves,
of
yeah.
fingers.
It's you got to watch it. It's
Wow.
magic.
It sounds pretty good, actually. It sounds like it might be as entertaining as this episode, at least.
Well, I think it'd probably be more entertaining, but that's
Yeah,
just
well,
me.
I was just trying to stay positive because we're still early in the stream, so you'll get my full review later on, guys.
Well, speaking of positive, this is one of Jonathan Harris's 2 favorite episodes. The other being The Cave of the Wizards, which I have no idea about.
You're
Oh
kidding.
yes,
I
yeah,
can't say I agree with him.
yeah.
Wow.
That's the one with Grandpa from the Munsters.
Wow, that's weird that this is one of his 2 favorite episodes. Like, wow, I never would have guessed.
Well, he liked it because he got to play against himself.
Yeah,
Well,
you got
yeah,
right,
that's
against
true.
type.
Yeah, you got to play another character, which was a nice change of pace, I guess. Yeah.
And I know
For
he was
some reason.
also.
He looks just like Dr. Smith.
Gee,
Yeah,
I
what a
wonder why.
coincidence, right?
Yeah,
And they
it's just uncanny.
they really struggled to put off the illusion that there was a double because the way they had to position the cameras. I mean, those cameras were locked down. But what I think, in my personal opinion, is they still do better than Star Trek did with William Shatner's doubles. Because I don't think they ever had a double on Star Trek where it looked like William Shatner. But this guy does. He does, at least from the shoulder up, does look like Dr. Smith.
Yeah, I don't even notice stuff like that. So I thought it was really well done too.
I don't, Pop. I don't take kindly to you knocking Star Trek all the time.
I definitely
Uh-oh.
compliment Star Trek at every chance I get.
Oh well, I'm just being silly.
He's
Oh,
trying
I
to start
know.
a duel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking pistols at 50 paces for a second.
I'm going to have to ask you to step outside, Pop.
Another way, in case anyone was wondering, the character's name in the original draft was Zero.
0?
Zero?
Yeah.
Zero.
0.
And
Okay.
and there we go. This is what I was talking about right here. This is his stand-in. So this is also Jonathan Harris's stunt double. And standing there like that, you notice how he's against the rock, and they have the camera locked down, so there's no changing in the angles. But he's physically built almost like Jonathan Harris, not perfectly. If you see him like right now, if he was to walk away from the camera, you'd be able to tell it wasn't Jonathan Harris. But I don't know. I just have to point out that I think he did a really good job with the doubling.
It looks pretty good. It's pretty convincing. And the thing is, you only see it probably for a brief time on screen when you're actually watching the episode. So, yeah. Yeah, it does look good.
And you notice they didn't do any split screen effects for this episode. I guess maybe they thought they'd save money on that effect, right? And time.
Yeah, they would save a ton of money without having to resort to that. 'Cause that's rather time consuming and costly.
Yeah.
And Jill, what's your opinion of this spaceship?
That spaceship. This one, it's exposed to space. There's no way.
Oh, now
But-
this one's got invisible
There's no
curtains.
hole.
This was
Yeah, it's got
with the shower curtains.
yeah, it's got the cellophane.
Yeah, they have that magical cellophane.
Oh,
Of course,
barrier.
yeah.
of course, everything goes out the
Cellophane.
window when he's using his little telescope.
Exactly what I was going to say, man. So you
I was
can
going,
even
oh, I
pretend
bet
that
you,
the cellophane is
I bet you
protecting
Jill
it.
is having a fit while she's watching that.
Well, they already did this with that chair that had
Yeah.
holes in it. So
Yeah,
Yes.
that was yeah. We had to hand wave that one. Of course, there's a force field. We just
yeah, this one has a force field too, made of cellophane.
yeah.
Well, I think by this point we're a long, long ways from the actual attempt at serious science fiction in some of season 1, where they were at least trying. Right.
I almost
At
forgot.
this point, it's complete fantasy.
Well,
an
but
episode like
even
this.
several episodes of season
Oh.
2 were still showing some kind of effort.
Yeah.
It's just the past 2 episodes that have gone off the deep end.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just wait, Jill.
Yeah. You haven't seen the worst yet, Jill.
Boy,
And here we are. I'm going to catch up a little bit with the chat here.
Oh, okay. We take our turns.
Anyone remember whose turn it is?
I'll just go. Gorilla's random thought says it's all Jill's fault because she hasn't sworn in a couple of weeks.
There you go.
oh darn.
Sorry, Gorilla, no lottery ticket tonight.
Lemon Pie says Gorilla of Nemesis comes in and out, draws me, is another condition for buying a lotto.
Oh, okay, cool.
Huh.
Hello, Pop, says Susan Eckstein.
Hello, Suzanne. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hi, Suzanne.
Hello, Jill. Oh wait, that was Stone Racket.
Suzanne
That's
Eckstein
okay.
says, "Hello, Jill."
Just wanted to say it. PvP, hello, dear, says Susan.
Oh, PvP gets a deer. Oh,
I always get a deer.
oh,
Suzanne's
aren't you special?
She's constantly
you're lucky-
flirting with me.
you're lucky-
I'm blushing.
You're lucky too, PvP. It sounds better coming from Jill than it would me or Stone Racket.
Lemon pie. Hiya, says Suzanne.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Suzanne Eckstein says, "Gorilla, hello."
LDG, hello, says Suzanne.
And whose turn
Oh.
is this?
So I got some green lady waving. Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars, is waving at us. I guess it looks like.
Yeah, Matt G and his turquoise peoples.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Good to see you, Matt G. Welcome.
Hey, Matt G.
And
Hi,
Gorilla,
Matt G, thanks for bringing a crowd.
yeah. Gorilla's random thoughts. Hey, Suzanne, misspelled. Oh dear.
Gorilla says shrink wrap seals so well you can travel through space with it.
Yes,
Absolutely right.
absolutely right.
It's stronger than transparent aluminum.
Oh yeah.
And Taylor Swift is laughing.
Is he laughing with us or at us? Huh.
I'm not sure.
Suzanne Eckstein, Taylor Swift, hello.
Suzanne says, it laughs and says that he is very special.
Oh,
Yes,
is that
I
directed
agree.
at me? Oh,
I guess that's PvP who's very
Yeah.
special.
gosh,
Yes.
I'm blushing.
And I don't even rate a hello. Thanks a lot.
Oh, no.
Of course, the last time she said hello,
Uh.
she misspelled my name. She spelled it as 2 words. Stone
Oh,
and
okay.
rack, and it's like, no, it's all one word.
Yeah, stone racket sounds like a very, very heavy tennis implement.
Oh, you got to believe it.
Well, the overlay's looking good.
I've got a rock next to my head. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the Cyclops.
I'm completely obliterated, so don't feel too bad.
You're what? No.
I'm obliterated. I'm not even on the screen anymore.
PvP. I can't see you. I can hear you, but I can't
Yeah.
see you.
I'm
Well,
like
you're
a
also
ghostly.
gone when we show a chat anyway.
Yeah, but I
Yeah, you're
mean, at
just
least I'm
always
there.
gone.
At least I'm there the rest of the time. But oh well.
So here's a couple notes from standards and practices, aka
Oh,
sensors. Scenes 51 and 59, I'm not sure specifically which ones those are for us on screen, but it says due to the current connotation, we request that Zero or Xeno not refer to the robot as junkie.
Yeah, that's very
So
bad.
even today, that's not good.
That's like
yeah.
what it junk heap, but not junky. I don't know why that was put in there. That crazy writer.
That's definitely a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this writer wasn't the best writer I've ever
Inexcusable, I
thought of.
tells you.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a big mistake.
If Dr. Smith is to be intoxicated from the quote viper venom, we would request your usual directorial care. Also, here
Yeah,
again, we do not feel that Smith should threaten Will in such a manner as, or I'll blast you.
yeah. You
Due to Allen's, go ahead.
can't have any kids threatened.
No,
Most of the time.
and especially if it's not the parents.
Yeah, it's like, no, we can't have the kids in peril. Make sure they aren't too scared looking.
So that's why the robot got the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Due to Allen's current preoccupation with his new series, The Time Tunnel, production coordinator Les Warner continues sending in more detailed notes, often going beyond the concerns of production and delving into the areas of creative input pertaining to the writing of the scripts. He writes here, it seems to me that the writer's original description of the enforcer does not now fit the character as it is developed. He becomes somewhat of a comic, always being knocked out at the wrong time, which is good, in fact. I would like to see him developed even further as a comic-based version of a stupid, pompous Cowtown sheriff. So here's where we get our introduction. That's the reason why I brought that up. Is now we get the introduction to our space enforcer, who arrives on the planet, who is of course hunting down Xeno. And anybody tell me who this guy is?
I can't think of his name, but he's the voice of the little Joe and the gambling machine in the previous episode.
Right, the previous episode, he was a gambling machine, everybody.
Yeah.
And that little Joe, the name of the whoever Cousin Smith was talking to over the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either, but he was.
It's is his first name? His first name Alan.
Alan Melvin.
Melvin, yeah. And it looks like he's wearing one of the costumes from Abbott and Costello Go to Mars.
Yes, those costumes got a lot of use.
A lot of use. He's just missing the bubble helmet from that movie.
Exactly.
Well, he doesn't need the helmet because he has that magical force field.
Details.
To protect him when he's flying. Oh boy.
The talented Nathan Jurin was back for his 8th of 13 episodes for Lost in Space. Also, he had been given other directorial assignments from Irwin Allen, including Voyage Above the Sea, 5 episodes for Time Tunnel, and 5 for Land of the Giants. So I guess if you knew Irwin Allen, he always kept you busy.
Yeah.
Alan Melvin was hired to play the Galactic Enforcer. He was 43 and had appeared in 141 episodes of the Phil Silvers Show as Corporal Henshaw. And he also was in the cartoon Beetle Bailey. He was a voiceover for Sergeant Snorkel, recurring role on the Dick Van Dyke Show. And he worked with Jonathan Harris apparently previously. Sorry, my fingers are so numb, it's hard to turn pages.
That would be on the Bill Dana Show.
Yeah, the recurring role. There, thank you, Saul Pomerantz. Melvin worked with Jonathan Harris in a couple episodes of the Bill Dana Show. Correct, thank you. And with Angela Cartwright in 3 episodes of Make Room for Daddy. He was the voice of Magilla Gorilla, a half-hour cartoon for any old people old enough to remember.
Yeah.
And of course, as we previously mentioned, he did a couple of voiceovers in the previous episode, The Gambling Machine and Cousin Smith, or Little Joe. After this, he went on to do Gomer Pyle, The Brady Bunch is Sam the Butcher, Alice's boyfriend. And then he became Archie Bunker's best friend when All in the Family went from All in the Family to Archie's place. He became a regular on the show, and he was a regular bar hop, I guess you could say.
Yeah, over 35 years of acting. He was in 113 different roles. That's really busy
I know.
guy.
I was just looking at it. Yeah, it's it. He's got an immense filmography, but I don't want to spend all night going over it because that would take forever. There's a lot of
he's
notes on
he's
that.
one of those actors that you go, hey, it's that guy.
Well, and then eventually it seemed like he switched over to mostly voice acting for cartoons that I used to watch as a kid, like the Jetsons and all, but also Tailspin, the 90s stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember him in lots of shows back, when I was a kid.
He had a friendly face. So for comedy, he never really, he was always a side character. He never really starred in anything, but he was a good supporter.
Yeah, I mean, he was never one of my favorite actors or anything. I thought he was kind of, I thought he was kind of one of those guys that kind of seemed to play himself a lot. Like, he always kind of came off as who he was. Like, I never saw him getting deeply into like characters, like portrayal. At least that's what I saw anyway in the episodes I saw he was in. But
Yeah, I totally agree.
Good actor though. I mean, for what he did, he was solid enough.
Yes, this part of the script really takes a punch because Will basically tells him, why don't you go out there and look for Zeno? You landed, why don't you go get him? He said, well, I've got to spend another half hour talking to you, telling you my story. And then when he does that, he even rolls his eyes. I think he does that as an off-camera nod or as a wink towards the audience that is a bad line. Because it's basically saying, we've got to milk the script, we need to make the time stretch. Because it makes no sense. Think about it. He lands, he should immediately get off that ship and go searching for Zeno. And that's what Will says. Well, why don't you go look for him?
Yeah, and all he does is make a little announcement on his megaphone, which gives some major feedback.
But megaphone, right? You think he would leave? He's like a louse. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's lots of space. That's a comedy. So what are you going to do there?
Yeah, he doesn't seem very effective for an intergalactic lawman. That's for sure.
No, and what's crazy about this is Dr. Smith is walking. First of all, Will and Dr. Smith are running. They ran away from those explosions over by the ore. And then while they're running, Dr. Smith is behind. I did like that Dr. Will mentioned, he said, Dr. Smith, why is it you always start running and then you stop? And then Dr. Smith said, well, why, I can't remember exactly what
It's
he
all
said.
basically. He says, in other words, if it's all over, what's the point in overexerting myself?
That's it, right? If you're gonna die, let's do that even lazily, right? So while they're running, Zeno reaches out from behind a rock and grabs Dr. Smith, pulls him behind a rock, and strangely enough, Will just disappears. He doesn't come back looking for Dr. Smith at all. He just is suddenly gone. And then we get this discussion here with Zeno and Dr. Smith, where they introduce each other, and Zeno tells Dr. Smith that they're going to switch clothes and they're going to switch identities.
At this
So
point,
we're
he's already
assuming,
switched clothes.
yes, but for some reason, Will goes to the enforcer by himself and then says, "Hey, why don't we go look for Zeno?" I just thought that was kind of odd. But they didn't really explain very well Will and Dr. Smith breaking up, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm thinking.
They don't
It's
explain a heck of a whole lot in this.
it's basically lazy script writing.
Well, I think the
Yeah,
thing too was I think the reason Will disappears and goes off, as he did, is because they want to have these two characters in the scene alone, where Zeno is basically forcing Smith to take on his
oh, yeah.
personality, right? And because if Will had been standing there watching all of this, then he just could have told the galactic log guy, it's like, hey, this is what's going on. Zeno forced my friend Dr. Smith to pretend to be him, and that's the deal, right? And then the episode would have been over, of course. But
Yeah, that's right, PvP. This was the plot convenient.
exactly, yeah, that's what I thought when I watched it. Yeah,
It was. It just it kind of leaves my head, scratching my head. It's like, okay, you
oh
think Will
yeah,
would have doubled back wondering where Dr. Smith was?
it makes little sense. Yeah.
And because Jim isn't here, I'll say, damn writers.
Okay, let's catch up on the chat here a second.
Sounds like fun.
Whose turn is it for this?
Lemon Pie says, hello, Suzanne.
Lemon Pie says, hello, Taylor G.
Yeah.
Susan Eckstein says, hello, Stone Rocket. I need to get used to your voice a bit more. I don't see the names on panel very well. Oh, okay.
My apologies,
Well,
Suzanne. And hopefully you'll get
yeah,
used to my
it
voice.
depends on it depends the way we structure our frames. If they're too small, then it doesn't show the names. Like right now, it's not showing the names. I don't think.
It's
But if I
showing my
enlarge
name.
them, then they'll show them.
My
Okay.
name's there, but the rest of me's gone.
Let's see here.
I'm buried under a cyclops.
There they are. So that's why I try to hide the comments when we're not reading them, so people can see the names and everything.
But the overlay is covering PvP also.
Yeah, I'm non-existent. I'm incognito tonight.
Is he below Jill?
Yes, I
he
am.
is. Mad G says, hello, all. Oh, now we're in a different order.
Now
There
Jill
we
is
go.
full of stars.
Actually, can you make Stone Rocket full of stars so I can remember? Like, I can remember the order of the comments, but it just makes me happy. It'll just make me happy. Thank you.
Like that?
Yes,
Is that
thanks.
better?
Now I'm full of stars.
You're a intergalactic kitty cat.
Yes, a cosmic cat.
Cosmic cat. Actually,
No,
that's cool. That's cool. Cosmic cat.
I need to do a little bit of work on the background. Sorry, guys. I'll do that on the overlay because I was thinking too that the mountain with the Cyclops and the rock. I want to move that a little over to the right too, cover up that black space, and that way it's not. Because I thought I already fixed this, but I need to move the mountain and the Cyclops over to the right to cover up that black gap and not cover whoever's on the panel on the bottom.
Yeah, if you moved it like half an inch to the right, that would
How
probably
about
solve it.
how about no mountain?
Well, I'd better have it'd be a black space there. It would look like just a black strip, and it wouldn't. I
Okay.
did it kind of to balance it out,
All right. That. Yeah.
like
I
a
see what you're
frame.
saying.
I was trying
see what
I'm
you're saying.
attempting to get like a frame out of it.
Yeah. Jolly good.
Whose turn is it?
I don't know. Lemon Pie says hello, Suzanne.
Hello, Taylor G.
Oh, we've already gone through these.
Yeah, we've seen these.
You guys remember the last one we read?
That's a new one.
This is Taylor
Thank you.
Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU, otherwise known as Matt G, says hello all, and we say
Yeah.
hello, Matt G.
Hello, Matt G.
Lemon Pie also says the artist, formerly known as Matt.
That's Matt G.
That's right.
Suzanne Eckstein says, "Hey, folks, hit that like button."
Already taking care of
Good
that.
idea.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you, Suzanne. I
thanks for-
appreciate it.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm just doing that right now.
Yeah,
Very sweet, Suzanne.
when I hit it, I made it 2 likes, so someone beat me to it.
And if you haven't done so
Probably.
yet, guys, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Or I hope you enjoy this if you're watching this on a rewatch.
Subscribe if you're new here. Cody Guy gives a wave.
Is that me or is that Stone Rocket?
I think
You.
I think it's you,
I think
PvP.
I think Jill took
Oh.
mine, so go ahead and take
I
this
did.
PvP.
I did.
Okay.
I
will.
took it.
Sorry.
Lemon pies.
I'm
Lemon
sorry I'm
pies says-
confusing you guys.
No,
That's
okay.
all right. It's okay.
I'm always
We're having
confused
fun.
anyway, so it's just normal for me. Lemon Pie says, "What do you call that neck wear on Smith?" Good question.
A
known as
kerchief?
It's known as a scarf.
Wasn't there a term they used in the Old West for that kind of neck wear, though?
I guess. I don't know.
Handkerchief.
I can't remember.
It wasn't a handkerchief?
Thought it was a kerchief, but I really don't know.
Kerchief.
It is tied around the neck, so it's kind of
True. That's true.
a neck
That's right.
kerchief.
A scarf works too.
Yeah, how about a neck
handkerchief?
kerchief?
Right, because a handkerchief is something they carry in their pocket.
And Lemon Pie says, "Hello, Cody Guy. How are you tonight, sir?"
Lemon Pie also says, all I see on PvP is 1/2 a glass of eggnog.
But it's the positive half, and that's what counts.
Yes. Jill gets vertigo being up too high.
Oh dear.
Yes, I'm much happier at this level.
And Connie Cleary says, "Hello, everyone."
Hello, Connie Cleary. So good
Hey,
to
Connie.
see you.
Have we had
Yeah.
Connie before? I don't see.
Any-
I don't-
any-
Yes,
I wonder if Connie's related to Beverly Cleary.
Oh, the
I know
author?
I've heard the name
The
Beverly
author.
Cleary.
Yeah, the mouse and the motorcycle.
But
Okay.
also Henry Huggins and Ramona Quimby.
But yes, Connie has been here before, and it's so good to see you again, Connie. Welcome.
PvP.
Yeah. Oh, my turn? Oh, okay. Lemon Pie is waving at Connie.
And Connie Cleary says, hello to everyone.
Lemon Pie says, yes, Connie has been here before. Welcome back.
Yes, I second that.
And Connie Cleary says, not sure.
Oh, about being related. Hey. And Connie Cleary says,
Good
I
to
don't-
see you.
oh, good to see you. Okay. I guess.
Gorilla says, hey, Connie.
There we go. So back to
Dr.
the
Smith
episode,
is telling lies and stuff.
which he's very good at, of course, as we all know. I wouldn't touch it, but I'm not a murderer either, am I? I gotta admit,
attempt to change the character of Smith, but he has been a potential
Right.
murderer who carries
Yeah,
firearms.
yeah. I was gonna say because it's like I read earlier in that book that we've seen him brandish firearms before, and he outright shot that bubble creature.
Yeah,
So
but he's afraid of 6 shooters,
right.
not laser guns. I guess I don't
Oh,
know.
the projectile
Yeah,
weapons. Those are the ones that
the
scare me.
ones that go bang. He's afraid of them.
It might hurt his delicate ears.
Oh yes.
So over here, Zeno is telling Dr. Smith he's gonna take his place, and he's telling Dr. Smith, "You're gonna go turn yourself in as me, and then I'm gonna stay here on the planet and then take over your life as you."
Yeah.
And the Robinsons will never know.
Yeah, he pretty much doesn't give him a choice at all.
Yeah, and of course the Robinsons would never notice how different Smith is when he wanders back to the.
Well,
not
it's
at
only
all.
because neither of them try to be the other person. So, yeah. So it should be obvious, but it
You'd,
isn't.
you'd think so. Like I thought Dawn would pick up on it in like 2 minutes at at the most, right?
Well, for
Oh,
sure,
well.
yeah,
Thanks, Badness.
because the person who critiques him the most would notice first. You're absolutely right.
Thanks.
Is that
Or
cosmic
a
madness?
robot too.
By the way, I like this line. Or would you rather I cauterized your giblets?
Well, yeah, that's why I left it on the screen for a while. How did he
Made
get
me
a event like
laugh.
that past the censors? That I guess.
Well, yeah, that was kind of a little bit crazy, but
Cauterize your
it made me
giblets.
laugh at least. That was
Yes.
one good thing in the episode.
Yeah, that was one good.
I think using the word cauterize, I think it flies above the head of kids that are too young.
True.
Yeah. Well, something fun for parents who were watching this with their kids.
True.
What do you think of Harris's performance as Zeno in this?
The performance itself was good. I like the change in voice.
Right?
I just don't like the writing.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Oh,
Like, it
I
was
gotta
nice
be
to
right
see
back.
him. Oh, okay. It was nice to see him play out of character for once in Lost in Space as a different, completely different character. But I don't think the writer gave him much to do. Was the sad part, right? Because I'm sure Harris could have pulled off more than he was given. If that makes any sense, guys.
Well, he could have, but it's like they weren't very. I mean, they were very transparent. It was like Jill said. As soon as Dr. Smith runs up to the enforcer to turn himself in, I mean, he immediately changes his story to say, "No, I'm not." As soon as they leave the ground, pretty much, he says, "No, I'm not him. I'm really Dr. Smith." And then on the ground, we have the Zeno, who's not trying to be Dr. Smith at all. I mean, except in appearance only, but he's totally talking different, acting different.
Yeah.
What was the point in switching clothes if you weren't actually going to pretend to be the other? I mean, Dr. Smith not trying to be Zeno makes sense, but Zeno would definitely try to be Dr. Smith if you
Well,
were
yeah.
actually trying to hide.
Yeah, he should be going on about his bad back and, how he hates to work and how he needs a nap and, where's supper, because I'm hungry. Like, if he picked up anything from Smith, he would have been doing all that stuff to fool the Robinsons, right? But of course, the good old script. What can I say about this script?
Yeah, right. Or if he didn't know the taglines exactly, he could make some stuff up to kind of just be slightly off.
Yeah, he could have kind of passed as Smith, right? Like even if he wasn't totally 100%. Oh well.
And Dr. Smith acting like Dr. Smith instead of Zeno should have thrown the enforcer off. He should have picked up on that because ostensibly this guy's been hunting Zeno for a long time by now.
Well, that's another thing that bothered me about the script. It's like this intergalactic policeman is too clueless to notice that Zeno is not acting anything like Zeno ever has acted. And it's obvious that like this is this guy might look like Zeno, but he's not Zeno, right? You know, you'd think he'd pick up eventually on it, but nope.
Well, he's written as a buffoon.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Well, it's a comedy, so I don't know if you want to consider it sadly, but
I
it
suppose.
is a comedy.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that was Billy
PvP,
Mooney's.
you're making too many demands on this comedy script.
I know. I know. I'm wanting quality. Oh, shame on
Oh,
me.
shame on you.
Little dumbbell.
And
Oh,
a quick,
my.
I wanted to mention that was Bill Mooney's guitar from previous episodes,
Cool.
like when he was singing Green Sleeves and other things like that. When we've seen them perform,
Yeah, he was quite a little musician, wasn't he, back then? Like, I was impressed by his musical abilities.
yeah, that's why I'm glad we mentioned when Jill did Star Trek 3 the other day, uh, Miguel Ferrer, because him and Billy Mooney were good friends and they were all
Cool.
in the same band together before Miguel passed away. They
Wow.
were
That's
around
Yeah,
the
I'm
cool.
glad
same
you
age.
mentioned that.
Gosh, I must have missed that part because I had to step away for probably half the stream on Friday. But wow, that's kind of cool, actually. Wow.
Yeah, I really like all the contributions to that show.
It was
Steve,
fun. I could
yeah,
do those movies over and over and over.
Steven
I
Spielberg
know.
did.
I kind of want to do that one again. I missed a lot of stuff.
I wish we could
Steven,
just say, okay, let's start from the beginning and do them all over from 1 through 6.
Yeah, I remember you saying, Jill, on Friday, you're like, oh, I didn't even get started yet. Like, you could have
I
gone for
didn't.
another
I
3
didn't.
hours.
I could have gone for another 3 hours. I didn't even touch my book yet.
Well, you could do part 2.
I
Just
know,
saying.
right? It could happen. We'll see.
Maybe someday.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, look at that force field, eh, guys? Look at that impressive force field. I gotta say, I'm loving
I
it.
know, right? That puts the warp field on Star Trek all to shame.
Yeah, exactly. And another explosion. Oh, gee, what a surprise.
I like that they do this spectacularly, so that makes me happy. It looks pretty exciting. For if you're a little kid, you don't know better. It's like, woo, that's exciting. That's fun. It's
Yeah.
almost like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory in the glass elevator.
But the space enforcer really thinks Smith is Zeno. So
See,
Off they
this is what I was
go.
talking about. As soon as they're off the ground, I'm not a murderer. I'm not him. And Will, look at Will. It's me. You're like, well, I don't know. You know, you said you were him. It's like, come on,
yeah,
Will.
Will's not sure. Will's
Right.
not sure. That doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
is that
yeah.
convincing?
hey,
I mean,
hey, I'm confused. I don't know for sure. Come on.
Seriously, though, I mean, Will's been hanging out with Smith for like a year and a half now on various planets, and he's heard every complaint, every excuse, every whatever, you know, Smith quip that Smith does quip every episode pretty much. And if he doesn't realize that Smith is being Smith, saying all the same stuff he always says, it's like, okay, there's the script again, you know?
and Will
Yeah.
is very intelligent. He would say, "Remember that time on this such and such,
Yeah.
whatever."
Well, why
And
didn't he
and
just
Smith
say,
would be able to answer.
why didn't you just say, Dr. Smith, what was the last planet we were on before we landed on this one?
hmm
And that would have been it, right? Like,
Yeah, that's a good question.
Pre-plan us.
exactly. And then he
Well,
would
no,
have
they've
known it was
been,
Smith.
no, they were on pre-planners, then they stopped at another one. Now they're on this one.
But I mean, you
Oh,
know what I
right,
mean.
the machine, not the machine planet.
It'd
Is
be
it the
easy to
machine?
just,
The
ask
ghost
Smith.
planet. Yeah.
Oh, the ghost planet.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, he could have just asked Smith a simple question and known it was Smith. But, oh, good old writer. Thank you, writer.
Thanks, Ryder. Instead, it's just like, oh, they both know math. Okay.
Yeah, okay, he's a gunslinger, but he's a brilliant mathematician. Does that make sense to you, Jill? Because I know you're into math, but
Well,
I mean,
it
you know.
could be. Anybody can become.
Math is
Yeah.
fun.
I've got an outlaw.
So you're telling me, Jill, you're going to become a gunslinger one of these
It
days
gets
soon?
in my blood.
Yeah.
Oh man,
With Jill with her 9mm.
there you go, Jill packing
No, it's
heat.
not
Watch
likely.
out! Watch
Jill's
out for her.
packing heat.
Don't make Jill angry. Don't get her crossed.
Okay, let's get caught up on the
Okay.
chat here really quick. I see one by Gorilla I want us to read.
Sounds like fun. Whose turn?
Who wants to read this one?
Connie Cleary says, "Thank you, Lemon."
Lemon Pie says Smith arrested one count of wearing a neckerchief. A neckerchief.
Neckerchief. There you go.
Neckerchief.
And Connie Cleary says slash yes.
And Connie Cleary says, "Hey, Gorilla."
And here we go. Who gets to read this one? Who's the lucky soul?
Who's Jill?
Gorilla says automatic F for Smith, always having a cigarette in his mouth lit, but he never huffs on it. What
Yes, he
a
does.
waste of a perfectly good cigarette.
Yes, he does. He definitely does. He draws, because I was watching, because Jonathan Harris in real life was not a smoker. And I was watching, he drew from that cigarette several times in this episode.
Well, we're gonna have to give Gorilla an automatic F for not paying attention to the episode.
Yeah, he didn't inhale, but he at least drew it in, and then that's how you can always tell a smoker and a real smoker. Is the non-smokers that are just acting, they'll basically just suck it into their mouth and puff it out. They don't actually inhale it in their lungs and blow it out. You can clearly tell. It's always easy to tell a real smoker from a fake one.
I have a question
Thank you
about
for that
that,
comment, Gorilla.
I'm just amazed that standards and practices let the smoking thing go, but I guess it was the character, right? Anyway, my turn.
60s, there was no question. It was the 60s.
Yeah, that's true. It was still healthy back then, right? Anyway,
Well,
Gorilla's
no, even back to the. Well, I was just going to say, even back to the I Love Lucy days, they knew smoking was unhealthy. But Lucille Ball at the time, the networks didn't think that they shopped I Love Lucy around from network to network to network, and it kept getting bounced around because there was a white woman with a Latino husband, and nobody would finance that. And the only way they got financed was because it was by Philip Morris, and even then they knew cigarette was smoking. Cigarette smoking was bad, and they knew it, but that's who funded the show. And so smoking was about. But they had the Flintstones advertising cigarettes.
That's the Flintstones. I was going to mention that.
I do remember that the tobacco companies were a major force in advertising on TV back then. So yeah, I get your point there. Totally, Pop. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to read. I'll just read the comment quickly.
Go for it.
Gorilla's random thoughts. PvP. He is a card counter, so he is good at math.
That would make sense.
Well,
that does make sense. Actually.
I object. He's not counting cards. He's dealing from the bottom of the deck. But anyway, that's a different thing. Lemon Pie says, "I prefer a Gatling gun."
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how portable that would be for Jill to have that when she goes to the ice cream shop.
That gun would probably be bigger than Jill.
Yeah. Gorilla says automatic A for one charge of manipulating a child, and for that, the punishment is boiled in oil.
Yikes.
And that was funny. The enforcer told him that was the actual punishment, was boiled in oil. And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, right.
I guess it's my turn again, I'm guessing. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Stone Racket. I had to watch this episode while yelling at Frontier. Oh, that's your internet provider, I'm guessing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Gorilla.
That's too bad.
Shame on them. Yeah, he just got that
shame
new
on
modem,
them.
too.
Yeah, internet problems are not fun.
Not fun, and interfering with his enjoyment of Lost in Space.
That's
How
right.
dare they?
How dare they?
I actually had my internet account switched yesterday. The cable guy came over and he installed the new modem, and so now I've got a different account because I closed the old account that was in my mom's name, and so that's all good. It transitioned very smoothly. The only thing is this new modem is like enormous, and it's driving me nuts because the damn thing is so noisy. It's got a fan or something inside it, I'm guessing, and it's just really loud. So
This is Jill's favorite moment, right, Jill?
Right.
Where he
What?
okay,
what,
so not only is he exposing the ship to space, so now everybody's dead. The show's over, so don't worry about it. He's also mispronouncing Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems kind of rude for the family hour, I gotta say.
So this is their form of the Enterprise's long range view, I guess, right?
Sensors.
Gorilla would have had a field day with this one, Jill. He would have had a field day.
For instead of sensors, he's got a toy telescope.
It's pretty ridiculous. Oh man.
Jill, welcome to Lost in Space.
Season 2.
Well,
Season 1 was a
Season
lot
2.
more
You
serious.
guys tricked me. I thought this was science fiction.
Yeah, we were plotting right from the very start, Jill. We'd lure you in with good science, semi-good sci-fi in season 1, and then we turn it into crazy fantasy stuff like this in season 2.
The whole point is to have a rounded out, good taste in sci-fi, fantasy, science fiction, fantasy, however you want to call it. I think for me it was a healthy dose of growing up with this and Star Trek, because
Yeah.
when you're really young, you start with this, and then as you get a little older, you go to Star Trek from this.
Well, I did think it was kind of funny when he tried to direct the Enforcer to Earth.
I gotta read
yes.
this one. I gotta read this one by Lemon Pie.
Go for it.
Lemon Pie says, "Give me all your ice cream and your stuff." Sure, just one moment, says Jill, and she rolls out a Gatling gun.
Here's my stuff.
Hello, sci-fi sit down.
So it's Jill's turn, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Hello, sci-fi sit Dan. Hello there, pop culture creator, and to all on the panel.
And we say,
Likewise.
hello, sci-fi sit down.
Hey, Dan. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, so sorry if I missed a tiny detail.
Oh, no, it's no problem.
It's okay. It's okay, Gorilla. I'm just joshing you.
Right. And don't worry, we'll have plenty of chances throughout the episode to see it.
And
Did he
Lemon
say it
Pie.
like that, or did he say, so sorry if I missed a tiny detail?
yeah, the heavy with the sarcasm there.
Sarcasm mode? Okay.
Yeah, Lemon Pie says, hi, Sith Dan.
Jill?
We'd love to read this one.
Hello there, Lemon Pie.
And how about this one?
Gorilla's Random Thought says, he's being a peeping Tom!
Oh, goodness.
That would explain it.
I think Peeping Tom should be boiled in oil. And Geek Flag with Nate knows 1973 says, greetings and salutations, good people. And we say, greetings and salutations to you.
Yeah, hi, Geek Flag.
Yeah, good to see you. Great to see you.
Lemon Pie says, hi, Geek Flag.
It's all Greek to me.
All Greek to me, too.
I thought the lighting of this shot was interesting. You don't usually see this in one episode, in the television. It's just like a single light just booming down, and it makes it without all the studio lighting around. It really makes them look different, but shows them in a whole different light, in my opinion.
This Federation is really primitive.
Yeah.
That's right. Jill, I have to ask, have you had any trouble with your stream elements lately? Because it looks like my bot's dead.
Yes, mine's dead too. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really played with it yet.
I'll go and do that tomorrow before tomorrow's then.
They probably did an
Check it out.
Maybe they did an update or something and messed
Yeah,
it
I might need to slap it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Slap it around. That's good.
Or put my cigarette out on it.
I didn't know you. I
Light
didn't
it.
know you smoked.
No, I don't. Just relating it to that.
Now I'm picturing Jill with a cigarette hanging out of the corner of her mouth, carrying a Gatling gun, and that's just like way weird. Anyway, we're back to the episode.
Anyway,
Okay,
yeah.
did we already
Smith
read
is trying to
this?
bribe. So when you're a super swift, you commit super crimes.
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't read it. Geek Flag says
No.
hi, Pie.
Well, that was PvP's turn.
No, I thought we were caught up.
But I wanted to get past it.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
we're caught
okay.
up. Let's do the episode for a while.
We'll start
You
over now.
From the top.
Super crime.
Okay.
Super crime, way worse than murder.
Yeah, it's like, what? Murder
Yeah,
should be
bribery.
top.
You see, right. And you see, naturally, Billy Mooney happens to be playing the guitar,
Yeah,
which I guess he's borrowed from the Enforcer, according to the plot.
but it's really his.
Yes. And he still has that guitar.
The Enforcer's a thief.
Yeah. Boil and oil.
Oh, there's a still. I can't remember this guy making this facial expression quite a lot in a lot of episodes, actually.
Well, boiled in oil are thrown in a pit of space vipers.
Yeah, the punishments just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. It was like, how many times can they kill somebody? Like, seriously.
Yeah. The robot finds who he thinks is Dr. Smith.
Not doing any work, of course. See, Gorilla?
Yeah, so far it's
He lit
fine.
up right there, and that's where they showed him to take a puff.
He called the robot Pussycat. Oh,
Well, that's another thing.
and a junk pile.
He kept calling everybody pussycat through the entire episode. And it's like,
Yeah.
nobody clues in that Dr. Smith doesn't walk around calling people pussycat. Like, really?
Smoking a cigarette and then making moves on Judy.
And
Well,
with bad
actually, the robot
attitude.
does notice that Dr. Smith does not smoke.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this the line where they change junkie to junk pile? That
Yeah.
makes
Yes.
sense.
Gotta be.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
This is the scene.
But Don and John were looking for Smith. Robot finds him. Robot is suspicious, yeah, because Dr. Smith doesn't smoke. And he's fogging up his sensors. But Zeno threatens him in order to get him to comply, so that works.
Yeah, and
somehow.
why hasn't anyone, especially Professor Robinson and Major Don West, why haven't they asked him where'd you get that 6-shooter and that belt?
Exactly.
It's like, where did that come from?
It's another gaping plot hole. Well, it's just like
Really
the robot.
seems like the robot knows, but
The
he's just not
robot-
telling anybody.
Well, the robot figures it out, and I'm thinking, okay, the robot has laser bolts. Couldn't he just zap Zeno and overpower him, and then that would be like, you know,
That would be
problem
the end of the
solved.
episode.
Well, yeah, exactly. Once again, how many times have we said that? Like, end of the episode.
And now he says
It's like-
bucket of bolts, and that's one of Smith's alliterative phrases for the
Oh.
robot.
Well, he
So,
picked up something, I guess.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that. You could tell that Jonathan Harris wrote those lines. And that
Yeah.
may not have been a good idea because it was something he said as Dr. Smith.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, PvP. You could just knock out not Dr. Smith, Zeno.
Yeah.
You just
And
could have zapped him
the
like
episode
with
be
his
over.
lightning, right?
Yeah, I mean, he just could have electrocuted him.
Well, this part here, this is like he's pointing the gun at our robot's bubble head, and why didn't the robot just say enough of this and I'm just going to zap you, man? Like,
Yeah, and zap the gun because that conducts electricity really nicely.
yeah. It's another scene that drove me crazy watching this. I'm like, oh, thank you, writer.
Because the robot's supposed to protect the family, so when he finds that Dr. Smith is not Dr. Smith, that's the first thing the robot should be doing.
It
It's
should be.
going
Yeah, you would
to
think.
alert.
Yeah,
The
it should be
family.
like his prime drive, right, to protect the family. But well, guess not. in
But
this one.
no, I guess not. I guess he's okay with having a threatening killer
That's
hanging
right.
around.
Oh man.
He never really
He
liked
definitely-
those humans anyway.
Yeah, they definitely saved a lot of money on this episode.
Oh jeez.
But it's funny when
They could
whenever
have
it
saved
gets to
money
the
by.
end,
I'm just gonna say they could have saved more money by not hiring a writer and just making it up as they went along, because it would have been just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where'd they get those animals on wheels? I'd like to know where they stole those from.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that part. That was actually kind of fun. It was silly fun, but it was kind of fun.
It was far out, man.
Far out, yeah.
And of course, well, the only reason why we're seeing these scenes here is because they're milking out the episode, and they gotta have time pass before they land
Yeah,
on the
so
planet.
yeah, because Will still doesn't believe that, or isn't sure. He's just not sure whether this is.
He's just not sure. And boy, I wasn't sure for quite a while. No.
Yeah, Will was like, "Well, I saw you confess. You confessed."
Yeah, I was like, ugh, how frustrating. It's like, Will, you're smarter than that.
Yeah, Will had a lobotomy in this episode.
Well, in the hey, does that look familiar, people?
It looks like an asteroid, but it's a planet.
It's that planetoid from the Thief from Outer Space.
Yeah, it's
Or
more
the
like an asteroid.
excuse me, asteroid. Yeah, it was asteroid. Excuse me.
Yeah, it looks like an asteroid at best. It's a planetoid, but they call this a straight up planet with an atmosphere that it absolutely does not look like it has.
Mommy.
Okay, I have been requested to do a thing. I will be right
Go
back.
for it, Jill. All right. So anybody want to describe what's going on here?
Well, the ship has crash landed, but everyone's okay,
Yeah, it
except
looks
for
like they got his,
the enforcer. He's knocked out conveniently, but Will and Smith are okay.
yeah, it looks like the enforcer got his flying lessons from Major West.
Yeah, really. Will, help me! I'm dead. Well, if you're dead, how can you cry out for help?
And of course, that base, the base of that
Yeah,
ship that we see
where have we seen that before?
I know, right? I mean, it's getting about losing count on that one.
It's like we're gonna see that a lot. Every alien craft, pretty much, will have that, and then we get to see the traveling man footage again in this episode. So as it goes off into outer space.
Well, yeah, that's same with stock footage, right?
Yeah, except they kind of they goosed it with a little color and the rockets there, but yeah, it's from the first season with Traveling Man. Let's get to the animals. No.
All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat since
Oh, okay.
we've got a break here going on.
All right.
We'd love to read this one.
Gorilla's Random Thoughts says PvP's dreams will be weird tonight. Oh dear.
Jill's turn.
No, it's your turn. Jill's
Jill's
not here.
here.
Oh, Jill's not here. Okay, I stepped away a minute myself.
What?
Yeah. I have to get up and walk once in a while. My knees get sore.
Okay.
Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and the MCU, says, laughing my backside off.
Yeah,
Politely.
this is a family show.
Yeah, I want to keep it,
Laughing my
G-rated.
backside off. There you go. So Matt G is having a laugh riot. That's good.
Well, with this episode, it's pretty easy to do.
And Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. Super Swift. Sounds like a Taylor Swift fan fiction comic book. There you go.
Ooh,
There you go. Now I should have thought of that. I'm glad someone's here that
Make sure
can
you
do
patent
great.
that.
Yeah, Comedy Gold, Geek Flag, Comedy
Very
Gold.
good. Yeah, that's so obvious. We should have
Super
picked up on that.
Swift.
I'm picturing Taylor in a cape now, so that's not a bad thing either. So yeah,
With a big S on her chest.
yeah.
But not the one we know from Superman, but a different one.
Well, she's got a TS on her chest. I'm guessing.
Well, okay. Or a TSS, Taylor Super Swift.
That makes sense too. Any more chats?
Oops, sorry. Yes, we do.
Okay, so I guess this one's
Gorilla's random thoughts. So, well, don't be a dick to the robot, and maybe he will help you when you need it. Yeah.
Language.
Oh, Gorilla's saying that the robot did not inform the family about. No, see,
well.
that still doesn't make sense. He still cares about the family, so he would tell the family about the murder that they have among them. Scotty
Hello, Scotty.
R37 is here. Hello. As the show goes on, it becomes less sci-fi and more slapstick kids show.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
We still,
Well,
I have to say, we do still get serious episodes, so it's not
Yeah,
totally 100% accurate.
we're going to get some pretty good ones now and again.
well,
And remember,
Yeah,
guys, once again, all this is because of Batman.
Yep.
well,
The Curse of Batman.
Scotty's generalizing quite a bit here because, as I've mentioned previously, I'm not a fan of season 2. I think it's the weakest of the 3 seasons because they did get the Batman effect and they did go into a lot of camp and a lot of silliness. And there are still some great episodes in season 2, but there were a lot of pretty less than great ones. I'll put it, politely. But when we get to season 3, you will note there's a big change in the tenor of the. Even they changed the theme, which was much more serious sounding.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but there were a lot of.
Spoilers.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay, I was just gonna say I think Irwin wanted to get it back to a more serious show in season 3.
No, that's why
That's
I try to sum it up by saying that does change
Yeah, it
Yep.
does. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
without having to go too much into detail.
I'll just shut up and read the chat then. Scotty,
Nobody said to shut up. I don't know why you
Oh,
say
no.
that, PvP. No one told you to shut up.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I didn't want to give any spoilers or anything. So, ahoy, panel and chat.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. Maybe the robot didn't zap Fake Smith because of Asimov's laws. First law, okay.
Yeah, but he
Okay.
could still tell the family. I guess that does
Right,
explain. But the robot has defended the family before.
Yeah, and Lost in Space wouldn't adhere to Asimov's robotic laws anyway. They kind of fudge on that
Yeah,
one when
for sure.
convenient.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty R37 says, Gorilla.
And Scotty R37 says, Matt G.
Now wait a minute, that's what Jill's supposed to say.
Well, we got our
Scotty R37
Did it.
says, "Hey, you pop, Jill PvP Stone Racket!" Exclamation
there.
point. Hello.
Gorilla says, hey, Scotty.
And Lemon Pie says, Scotty.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. You got to be a good mom, Jill. You go.
Yeah.
You go be a good mom, Jill. Yes.
I did. I made a killer snack. Scotty
All right.
R37 says, lemon.
A killer snack.
And Scotty R37 says, I would get a Super Swift poster. Well, there you go.
Oh, really? Lemon Pie, everyone's dreams will be weird tonight. Scotty is here.
Taylor Swift says, I support any Super Swift.
Ooh.
Not sure.
And he's laughing. He's laughing as he says that.
And Taylor Swift says, hello, Scotty.
And Scotty R37 says,
Oh, Jill
hey,
should
you
read this
Matt.
one.
Hey, you Matt. Well, we'll let, Jill, go ahead.
No, I wanted to hear you say it.
Okay,
I
hey,
wanna
you
hear
Matt.
everyone else say it.
Okay, hey, you Matt G.
Matt G.
Matt
See,
G.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
I have an aversion to this coloring book. That's Scotty.
Oh, so this is all a
It is
coloring
very
book, huh?
colorful.
Yeah, it
see,
is.
It's more interesting to watch it from beginning to this point because I know it wasn't always the coloring book. It started off as a pulp fiction novel. Lemon Pie says Scotty gets critical of pop culture before the halfway point in the box of Twinkies.
And Scotty R30 also says, I would so rather watch Batman, but that is just me. While at a Lost in Space convo, enjoy me dudes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, the Batman effect should only be on Batman.
Yeah,
Nobody else should be
I
copying other
agree.
shows.
I
Yeah.
agree. It ruined the Avengers a little bit, and it really ruined the Man from U.N.C.L.E., the Batman
Actually,
effect.
it didn't
There's a
I
lot
haven't
of shows
gotten
that
to
work.
that yet.
I
What
don't
was
think
that? What was that?
Who? What?
I'm watching for the first time Man from Uncle, and we haven't gotten to those episodes yet.
Well,
How?
Jill,
What season are you on?
we're in season 2 right now.
Okay,
So
season 3. Look out.
yeah,
Anyway,
season 3.
Scotty
Yeah.
R37 says Lemon Pie gets it. Okay.
There's a lot of shows that we're not even mentioning. So yeah, if you try to mention a list of all the shows that Batman affected for better or for worse, it was a very long list.
Yeah.
Mainly for
I
worse
mean,
too,
Wild Wild
unfortunately.
West, like we said, Wild Wild West. I mean, many shows.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Anyway, my turn, I guess. Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973 says, Scotty too hottie.
Hmm.
And a big smile.
Lemon Pie. That's how you handle a ribbing. Embrace is as if it's the final Twinkie in the box.
There you go.
Scotty R37 says, I like when Uncle gets silly.
Boo hiss.
And my turn again, I guess. Scotty R37. Hey, Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973.
All right, I'll cut up in the chat. Thank you,
Yay.
guys.
You
You're
betcha.
welcome. Always happy to help.
So boom, as we land with a crash. With your barely, and I love it because
Yeah, because Smith was afraid he was going to be boiled in oil.
correct. And
When he
like I
caused
said,
the ship to crash.
right, and the Forcer got his piloting lessons from Major West, and I like the way they have the Enforcer laying there just strung out in the ship.
Yeah, and this reward here is for Buck Duane, who committed crimes on Earth, except for that the Enforcer says that they're not allowed on Earth, that Earth is a forbidden planet, so why
Ooh,
Why
Jill
are
said
they-
Forbidden Planet.
I've
Everybody take a drink. No, I don't know.
been thinking I need one for this episode.
Yeah, watching this episode.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we need something.
Yeah, we don't need
We need a writer is what we really need.
I want
But
the
this
animals.
asteroid
Let's
the
get to the
asteroid
animals.
does not look like it has this kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they can breathe.
Yeah, there's air.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
Say
I should put that clip on here. I should get that
ju-
clip and have it ready
ju-
to go.
just
You should. It's really good.
to let you know, Jill, they are actually still in the studio.
Not really on an asteroid.
They're on their same studio set. Yeah.
Look at
They,
Look at that space.
Oh,
Look at that space.
so they never left the first planet.
yeah. They might have rearranged a few rocks.
You know, that's the exact feeling I had watching this episode. I didn't feel transported at all.
Yeah. Even with these aliens in Western garb, just
Well,
like on
and-
planet Earth.
Oh man.
I skipped right over it really fast, but the Enforcer wakes up and a gun just falls on his head like it's coconut, and this is Gilligan's Island.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably less serious than Gilligan's Island actually. This episode.
Look out,
Yeah,
Skipper.
Oh,
Hey.
Gilligan's Island had plot.
By the way, this guy with the yellow necktie looks extremely familiar. Like I think I've saw him in tons of shows over many years, but I can't place the guy at all. I can't think of a name. But any of you guys recognize that guy with the yellow scarf? He looks very familiar.
Yeah.
I gotta zoom in so I can see a little better.
What? I guess he doesn't have a character name because he's just like a bit player in this one.
Yeah, I've seen his face before, but I don't remember from where. So same thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he's
I might
just
have seen
Back
he's just
then,
one of those
later.
guys. He's just one of those guys. Hey,
right.
it's that guy.
Well, the thing is back then, the studios had stock players that were under their contract, and they would just
Yeah,
go from show to show to show to show, and
true.
that's how we getting all these different familiar faces.
Yeah,
Well, the
but I'm.
problem, I don't know who this guy is. If nobody knows, I just want to say this scene really bothers me because once Smith says "scat" and they run away, why wouldn't Smith and Will just be like, "This guy's knocked out. Let's just drag him out of this spaceship and take it back home," or Smith, maybe Smith is like, "Hey, I got a spaceship. Guess where we're going? Let's go to planet Earth."
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are very good options, Jill. You should have been writing this episode, obviously.
I don't know.
But
Of
then
course, a trip to planet Earth would have to fail, but
but
at least
then
he should try.
Then the
yeah,
show would be over, though.
Irwin Allen would give notes and go tell Jill that she can't have anyone go to Earth quite yet.
It's
Yes.
like Jill, we need to do another season and a half. You can't end it by going back to Earth.
Well, that's okay. Then what'll happen is there'll be an alarm that blares off in the thing, and then it'll say, "You can't go to this planet. You've committed a super crime." And
Oh
then Will
no.
has to
Oh no!
Will has to talk to the computer and say, "It's okay. It's okay. We didn't mean to," and
Oh my
then go
gosh!
back to the right planet.
Wow.
There you go. Just on the fly, Jill is a superior writer to whoever wrote this episode.
Definitely.
I haven't written a thing
Yeah, but your
except for
thought
like
pro-
essays and stuff.
your thought process about writing TV episodes seems like a darn bit better than the guy that wrote this one. I gotta say.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Well, okay, yeah, but for some reason, whoever wrote this episode decided that Smith wants to have fun being Xeno. I guess he gets a taste of power or something.
Yeah.
He didn't seem
And
to have
it gets us to the cosmic animals.
Yeah, that's the best part of the episode
Amazing.
for me.
Fantastic.
Space giraffes. Yes.
Why a giraffe? Well, why not?
No, it's probably better than the hippo, I guess.
Oh, the hippo.
I just love this though. It's like, okay, he's playing cards with our innocent, little lady here. He's got this cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's obviously a brute, and she's like, "Oh, you seem like the nice, sweet Dr. Smith I've always known, right?"
Yeah, she sees no problem with this.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, though, she's good at poker.
Well, there you go. She's a
true.
multi-talented woman.
Well, she didn't
Except
know
for that she can't. She didn't
It's,
know he was cheating. Yeah.
It's intergalactic poker.
right. She
No,
didn't know that he was.
No, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just going to say she didn't know that he was not supposed to count from under the deck.
Mm.
That's
See, this
true.
is what I was talking. This is what Gorilla should have picked up on. Is this right here? I thought was one of the funniest scenes in the episode because he's just drawing on that cigarette, and of all people, Maureen Robinson not to say something to him the way she looks at him, you think she'd smack that out of his hand.
That's right.
It makes no sense at all. But by this point in the episode, I'd given up trying to make sense out of anything.
Well, it's a comedy. Please don't apologize for it constantly. It was written as a comedy.
Oh, I get that, but I still
So we're
don't see
pointing
much.
out plot holes. It's because it's a comedy.
Okay.
The comedy is that Penny is acting like nothing's wrong.
I just
And
still
so
like
is
some
Maureen
good-
Robinson.
I still like a bit of consistency with the characters, even if it is a
I
comedy.
know, I agree with you, PvP, but this
I-
is what the writer was thinking.
I've seen good comedy, well written, with consistent plot lines that the characters make sense, And then I've seen comedy that's not well written, as in this episode, where the characters don't make sense. So that's just the point I was trying to make, Pop.
That's fine.
Anyway, space camels.
Anyways,
Hey, I see the tail end of the giraffe there, and we got an
there's an
ostrich.
ostrich. Yeah.
And there's the tiger.
But basically,
Reminder
this
again-
episode just continues and continues, and I keep wanting it to be over or somewhere around this point.
And Jill, did you see the zebra?
Well, yeah, I did see the zebra, but I thought of Spectre of the Gun
Ostrich.
too. You mentioned it at the beginning, pop culture curator.
Do you guys have any information on why they put all these animals in the episode? Like, they must have had them in stock, stored away in a warehouse somewhere. But like, why they brought all these multitudes of animals into the episode? Like,
That's
think
what
he
I-
did it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he
what.
did it for comedic effect. I
Yeah,
think he did it as a comedic effect to replace horses.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you don't have to feed the horses and get a trainer and ride real horses.
yeah,
yeah.
and then,
That works for me.
and then Harris wouldn't have to climb on an actual real horse with his bad back. Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they're using facades for the town front anyway, why not have fake animals also? But yes, this pop culture character mentioned it reminded him of Spectre of the Gun. It did to me too, except
Yeah,
in that episode that was an illusion created by the aliens. But this episode has no excuse.
I love
that.
Spectre of the
Of
Gun.
course,
That's one of
yeah.
my favorite episodes in season 3, and I totally thought of Spectre of the Gun when I was watching this. Yeah.
But what Spectre of the Gun needed, like I said before, is the space animals.
Yeah, see, that's what I say. You guys are always
Oh, boy.
knocking this, but yeah, that Star Trek stole a lot from the. I mean, was very, very influenced by this.
And of course, that statue there, we haven't seen that before, have we?
Oh, of course not.
Irwin Alling, a pioneer of recycling.
Yeah.
Actually, this might be one of the best scenes in the episode when Smith starts bragging about his phenomenal, career as a gunslinger. This is actually kind of funny.
Now this reminded me of the scene from the Looney Tunes cartoon with Daffy Duck,
Uh-oh.
and the drink that the bartender has to have a welder's mask on and iron tongs to mix the ingredients.
Yeah, I was thinking, how is Smith actually going to drink this and survive?
Well, yeah, it's got venom in it. It should be poisonous.
Yeah, it should be like rocket,
should be.
freaking rocket fuel or something, right?
But you see, Jill, all those other ingredients, kind of counteract it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, he does down it. So this is probably one of the bravest times Smith was to drink a drink like that.
Whelped
What a
by
man-
a
what a-
she-wolf or a
What amazed me
Milked
is
by a she-wolf and raised by a tiger.
raised by a
what amazed me was Smith just gobbles it down and he's fine. Like, I was expecting he would like choke or have a hard time for a second, but
Or at
He
least
just-
fall a bit or something.
yeah, he
No,
drinks this.
or a little
drinks
smoke
great.
coming out of his ears.
Yeah, he drinks this venomous concoction and he's like, I'm good with that. I can have more of that. It's like, what? Is this the Dr. Smith we know?
Well, from what Pop read earlier, apparently they were going to have him be intoxicated for a little bit, but I guess they nixed that.
Oh, of course.
That would
Family
make
hour.
sense.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. The network told him to be very careful when he was drinking that.
Yeah.
It'd make more sense if you were acting at least a little drunk. I would have bought this a little more.
Just a little more, huh, Jill?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting
Little-
him to be dead. It doesn't have to be that realistic.
Judy
Little-
baby.
Little's
But
the operative
but it's
word
okay when I say it. It's not
There we
okay when
go.
Zeno says it. Oh dear.
Oh,
This is
man.
hilarious too, right here.
I wish you'd stop looking at me like that. Oh dear. Creeper.
Right, and like Jill said, this is where Don comes
Feasible
along just in
facial
time.
structure.
I still don't get how
One
Dawn
does interrupt in time.
didn't figure him out days ago and say, "Hey, you're not Smith. You're an imposter."
Slug.
And then he punched him in the face.
Right. And
Yeah.
he slugs him in the face. See you around, pussycat.
I might not like
Yeah,
the episode,
yeah.
but I like shots. I like that shot of Smith with the flower and the cigarette. Looks cool.
Well, this Jonathan Harris got to do some acting in this scene, bragging about himself. I thought that was kind of fun, actually. One of the few high points for me.
Well,
Yeah.
and then from Will wants to be a super swift now.
I
We
love
got-
this guy, Pleiades Pete.
We got trouble right here
Yeah.
in River City.
Right,
Yeah,
a
capital
real
T.
super.
It rhymes
It's a
with
real
P. It
super-
stands for pool.
Yeah, then we got the gunslinger that was an enormous Prince fan in this purple costume. Here we go.
Now wait a minute.
Purple gunslinger.
The
purple
artist formerly known as
gunslinger.
Prince was not a thing yet.
Well, I'm just making a joke.
Well, I'm demanding logic in your jokes.
Are you demanding logic out of
Yeah,
my
I don't
jokes?
I don't
when
I
we're
don't
talking
know
about
why.
this?
Yeah, I know.
There's no logic tonight. There's no logic.
Yeah,
in
that's
Stone
yeah,
Racket.
that's you get my joke.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I did. I would never make a joke like that any other episode, but this one, yeah, I think I could get away with it.
Well, you
There
know,
used to be
you know that Harris wrote this line because it's a.
Oh,
it's a
definitely.
alliteration.
Yeah,
wanna-
that's overloaded in
Yeah.
alliteration.
Could you say that line out loud for us, Jill, so we get the full impact of it, please?
That pink-livered puerile pusillanimous. I don't even know how to say that.
Pusillanimous.
Pusillanimous pipsqueak.
Oh, it's so good. That is
Yeah.
a good line.
Pusillanimous.
Well, Harris did us a favor by writing that line then. Yeah.
What on earth is pusillanimous?
Oh, I have no idea. I'd have to look it up, but I'm too lazy and tired right now to bother.
Showing a lack of courage or determination or timid.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Fast on the dictionary.
I am.
I wanted to mention too that back in the 80s when
At least I learned a word from this episode.
a word back in the 80s during the highlight and the main, I would say, the golden age of the video games, when there used to be arcades, and those of us would spend our money on Friday and Saturday nights. We'd go to the arcades. We wouldn't go to bars and get drunk or, you know, commit crime or any of that kind of crap, but we'd go to the arcades and play video games. And there was a video game that came out called Pleiades. It was like a sequel in a line of games. There was Galaga, and then by the same company came Phoenix, and by the same company came Pleiades.
I played
And
Galaga.
Pleiades. Oh, you played it?
I played Galaga, not Pleiades.
Oh, yeah, my
Okay.
buddy and I, we used to play Galaga. I think it's the same thing you're
Galaga.
mentioning. We used to play that at the bar like every week. We'd, go on the weekend, and we could play that thing for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, that was a really fun game, actually.
Well, with Pleiades, what I liked about it, it ended up being one of my favorites because out of all the games I ever played, it's one where I could walk up to it, put in a quarter, and I could stand there all night on that one quarter. And then when I walk away, it would have like
Wow.
100 free games on it.
Holy, that's awesome.
Oh, and that's great for whoever follows you up.
That's amazing.
I know. I had it.
Wow.
I knew the inside. I figured out the inside of how the pattern. That's it. The pattern of how it worked. So anywhere I go, whenever I spot that game, I remember one time I went to a bowling alley and there it was. One time I went to a pool hall and there it was. One time I went to a drive-in movie, and there it was inside the dining. What do you call it?
Snack bar.
Snack bar. And I just popped it up forward and started playing away. I played for maybe a half hour or an hour. And every single time, without a doubt, I could put my name at the top of the credits, way higher than anybody else's. And then walk away, and
Wow.
like I said, it would have like 100 free games on it.
Boy, that's awesome.
I miss
By the
that
way,
game.
the chat is kind of building up a lot. I think. Pop.
Not anymore. Here we go.
Matt G says, "What was your first film in the theater again?" I forgot, Scotty. I think that was E.T.
Geek Flag says The Prisoner was also very weird.
Surreal.
I like The Prisoner.
Scotty R37 says Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. It was, but in a more trippy, mature way. It was intriguing.
If Jill drinks, she may curse. Then winning lotto ticket, says Lemon Pie.
I try not to here.
Yeah.
Gorilla says, "Is there air? You don't know."
One way to find out.
And Euler Greg says, cheers! And he offers us a couple of beers.
It doesn't
Cheers,
matter. There was
cheers.
air in that spaceship this whole time. Everyone died.
Right.
Scotty says, Jill
Yes.
should... Oh, wait. Oh,
Scotty
sorry.
R37 says Jill should say Varul or Ptah swears but alien. Okay.
The rule. Ptah.
My turn, I'm thinking.
No, it's Jill's turn.
Okay.
Lemon says Euler.
With a couple of beers.
And Scotty R37 says Euler Greg.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. Trivia. Why do scientists say light side and dark side of the moon, but never say the day or night side?
That's over my head.
I don't know. I've heard them refer to different things. I've even heard the other side. I don't know. Not really sure.
I don't know. Is this a setup for a joke? Scotty R37 says, Geek Fact with Nate knows, it takes 27 days to do a full rotation. I guess you could say day or night, but it doesn't measure to a Earth day equivalent.
And Scotty R37 says, as a first-time writer, you could fix Lost in Space, Jill.
Indeed.
I think Jill could actually very, very much fix a lot of these scripts. Because Jill's more into science fiction, and she could, correct a lot of the mistakes.
And Scotty says, wait, I came late. Are the Robinsons lost in space and they landed here on the OK Corral?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, if the OK Corral had space animals.
Space giraffes.
Yeah.
Geekfag says, very interesting theory, Scotty R37, but the real reason is the moon has no atmosphere. And you could only have day or night with an atmosphere. Oh, of course, that makes sense. Yes, because it's always going to look like nighttime because of that.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973. Wasn't that guy the bartender in Star Trek about the Tribbles?
Nope. Different actor. And Matt G is laughing out loud again.
Lost in Space versus TOS. 10 rounds, says Matt G.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding.
Scotty R37 says, what was your first flick in theater, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU?
I think I got that wrong. For Matt, it was E.T., I believe. So I got that a little confused.
Is that Jill's turn?
No. I thought it was
Not
something.
sure.
I could
Oh,
say
is it mine? Okay, he's Scotty R37, and he's smoking a doob I don't know. I don't think so.
What?
Probably not. Well, what's euphemized? So Geek Flag says purple guns, purple guns. Oh wait, does he have purple guns?
Don't know.
Didn't notice. Anyway, Taylor Swift says E.T. 1985, Scotty R37.
Yep, I was right. Matt's
Well
first
done.
movie was E.T., but Scotty's I thought was the same, but maybe not.
Okay, this is your turn. Well, we're skipping.
Oops, we're
ahead.
skipping.
We're skipping too far fast.
That's
We're
right. Yes, we
skipping.
are.
It's too far fast. We're skipping.
Hello, Jim. No, we're not.
Mars.
Please move on. Hello, Jim. Good to see you.
Well, I think
Oh, it's very different.
PvP was saying that we were skipping the chat.
Yes, I did intentionally. I knew what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't like his last comment. That you guys
Gotcha,
couldn't tell
gotcha.
by the way I shouted.
Gotcha. Okay, Jim says, hi, Scotty R37.
Oh.
Your turn, Jill.
Okay. Hey, Jim. This is Scotty.
And Lemon
No, I
Pie
really couldn't
says
tell.
Jim Hale.
And Jim says, hi, Lemon Pie.
Jill.
What was yours, Scotty?
How about we have that discussion on a different day if we can? Would that be okay with you guys?
Why, certainly.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
we need
but
to move
anyway,
along.
speaking of anger and stuff, this this Super Swift is pretty angry with this planet in general, and is taking it out on Dr. Smith.
Yeah.
Because everyone believes he's also a Super Swift, so they're gonna have a duel. And so it took this episode 34 minutes of build-up to finally get to this point.
Well, the thing is, Smith is finally going to have to face the lies he's been telling and face an actual super swift gunslinger that will probably, make quick work of him on an even fight. But,
But luckily, it's not even. I think I like this part of the episode in terms of how he defeats the Purple Pete.
Oh, yeah. That was,
I forgot his Pleiades Pete.
it was one of the few creative parts of the episode for me, Jill.
Yeah, right. It's pretty cool. Dr. Smith wins the duel by directing Pete's fire to the ceiling fixture, which lands on Pete's head. And so that's just like when. So speaking of arcade machines, this is just like winning at Dig Dug, where you use the rocks to crush your enemies.
True.
But well, they ruined. I kind of think though, even though I really love this part, they kind of ruined that cool moment by declaring, "Oh, he broke the rules," and also this spear was super sacred, and this was a chapel all along.
Yes. Like they'd have it hanging
Yeah.
right there in a bar where they have bar fights all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty silly, I thought, actually, yeah.
Okay, here's the space animals. Yay.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
we're
don't
getting
worry
a
about
chase
that.
scene.
Giraffes.
Tigers. Oh, my.
We didn't have any lions or bears, though, did we?
No. It's giraffes, tigers, and camels. Oh, my.
They should have had. They should have had. The other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first car chase without cars. These are just electric animals.
Oh man.
And away we go. It looks like they put the whole town out after him.
Well, and this resets Smith. He becomes just as he was again. And
Of course.
They head out.
I guess this is their form of the sheriff putting together a posse.
Oh, one of the things this scene mentioned that I thought was seriously silly was when he starts comparing his spaceship to a regular terrestrial car. He says that it slips in second stage, like
That's right.
a transmission slipping in second gear.
Yes. And here's where we have Will and Dr. Smith make it back to the ship just in time. And by the way,
And they
sorry to
come from it.
disappoint, but that's the end of our chase scene. That was the beginning and the end.
It was pretty fast. I liked it when it was a giant gambling machine chasing. Like if that just came out of nowhere, that would have made sense in this
That's
episode.
true.
A lion, a zebra. Cool.
And of course, we get throw back to some more classic footage.
Yep.
There's what the scene where Jill was talking about. Give me the keys to your spacecraft. Which do we ever get to see? No, we don't ever get to see, do we?
No, it just yeah, you're right.
Prop wise, I think we only have one available.
I think they just show it like as a red mark in the sky.
Yes.
Wait for the
Poor
sky.
robot. This is funny right here.
What is your line, you senile delinquent?
Look at that. He actually put the hands down on Dawn. And even
Yeah, and they're
Professor
just like-
Robinson is shocked.
They finally suspect he might not be the real Dr.
Right.
Smith.
Something just may be wrong. And then, of course, Professor Robinson knocks the guns out of his hand, and he just comes up with some vain excuse.
Yeah, I'm not myself because of this bump on my head. Really? They're believing that?
Right.
Although
But
I
of
did
course-
like the line, "Oh, beat it, Smith. You make me sick." Yes. Yes, Don. Me too.
Well, Smith makes us all sick from time to time, does he not?
Well, in this case, though, it's Zeno. Zeno makes me sick.
Finally, we get a bit of Dawn and Professor Robinson. Jeez, where have they been for most of the episode, eh?
Not really paying attention. I guess they've been doing ore. They've been collecting ore and stuff.
or
they were
blue styrofoam.
Yeah, they were doing the work that Smith never did, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello.
Well, there's a spaceship chase also. The Enforcer is coming on that other guy's spaceship.
Hey, are we
But-
reading
but-
the chat again, guys?
Yeah,
Let's
Geek
go ahead and read
Flag.
this one.
Yeah, Geek Flag says my first movie in the theaters was Star Wars, 1977.
Mm.
Scotty says, "Fun."
And Scotty says, dig Doug rules.
And Matt is laughing out loud again.
That's always good.
Scotty R37 says, "When do the rest of the village people arrive?" In reference to Zemo or whatever's. Oh, yeah. Next Tuesday.
It's
Okay,
actually
we're ready to
Xeno.
continue.
It's
Well, I
Xeno,
would say
Scotty.
that I guess the Enforcer could be one of them, the police officer.
I disagree with the robot. Penny is an angel.
They could both be right.
I don't think Penny's the gullible little girl either at this
She's
point.
not supposed to be.
She's not. Yeah, exactly what Jill said. She's not supposed to be, but unfortunately, they make her gullible yet again.
Yeah, sadly. But I think Penny is far from gullible at this point, and she's definitely not a little girl anymore either.
Well,
at
they
this point.
in season 1 they originally wrote her as someone who could sense danger, and then some of that dissipated and it's
Yeah.
completely gone in this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Xeno, the space killer. Ooh.
Yeah, now Zeno tries to be Dr. Smith after all this time.
Oh man.
And nobody can tell them apart.
I'm
Nobody.
guessing
Nobody.
Don delivered that last line, I'm guessing.
For the robot, but he's not telling. Yeah, Dr. Smith's trying to say he's not. You know, that's all this is. They're trying to say they're not each other. And as a space enforcer arrives, I don't really have that many notes about what's going on here.
Well,
But Smith is still afraid of the. Yeah.
This is where they're doing the same old routine where everybody's acting like they can't tell the two apart. They don't know which one is which, even though us as the audience, we are, once again, we know clearly who it is. But they're going to go through the process, of course, because why not? I thought this was odd, too, that Marine had to call Professor Robinson back into the ship like there was a bigger emergency in there than what was going on outside.
Yeah, the space enforcer can't tell, and so he decides he's going to sort out the truth by torturing them, and then the robot decides that can't happen. So, and so then he's like, okay, then they have to duel now. What kind of okay? So he's a police officer. Doesn't he have detective capabilities? Like,
You would think.
couldn't he? Well, I was thinking usually a police officer will get your fingerprints, and maybe they could compare those.
Well, yeah. Glaring plot hole again. Why didn't he just take fingerprints? I mean, seriously, right?
They were the same for some reason.
That would
Is
have
that
ended
a
the
technology
episode.
they use? Is that a technology they use in space?
Well, I would.
Oh, I don't know. You're right. Maybe not. This Federation does seem kind of backwards.
Wouldn't an intergalactic policeman have the ability to do something like fingerprints, though? I mean, Zeno must have some, some personal attributes that would be easy to recognize, right? If they scanned him.
Very possible.
Well, yeah, definitely. And the robot's not helping. This is the part where Gorilla says, if you'd been nicer to the robot, he would have helped.
True, that's true.
I'll be right back.
Go for it. Let's go ahead and go to the chat while we're at it. Who wants to cover this one?
Scotty says, do those bigger, more capable guys go to Westworld?
That does look similar to your Britter's outfit.
And Scotty says, I know I'm not supposed to like Dr. Smith.
And then Scotty says, am I supposed to like him?
I don't know. It's totally up to you.
Yeah.
And then Lemon Pie says, Scotty, when I pass boxes of Twinkies in the store, I think of you.
And Lemon Pie says, I'm not sure anyone likes Smith.
And Scotty says, Lemon Pie, I just checked. I gotta stock up. Oh, there you go.
I'm back.
And Jill's back. You want to read this one, Jill?
Sure, Scotty says, on Twinkie, not Smith.
As far as stocking up, he needs his Twinkies.
Yeah, he's run out of Twinkies.
This was your stone, I think.
No, but anyway, I'll read it
this
anyway.
already?
Lemon Pie says, of you do stock up on Smiths, line them up, or if you do stock up on Smiths, line them up vertically in your pantries to save space.
There you go. Good idea. Okay, so where we left off at? So here, of course, Dr. Smith pleading for his life. Of course, what else is new? And here's where Don's. Go ahead, Jill.
That's okay. What's Don doing?
Well, was this where Don said, "Well, yeah, that could be Dr. Smith." So Don actually backs him up.
Oh, right. He does something. Like, I forget the line. He does something. Well, that does sound like Smith. But the robot, the most important thing is the robot was saying that both of them abuse him.
Poor robot, exactly.
And I don't know, they're supposed to do a duel, but instead they're being tied up. And so I don't know what.
Yeah, they immediately got rid of that idea, didn't they?
Pretty quick. I thought we were having another duel, and then they're tied up.
Yeah, that would have been our second duel of the evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Space Federation. So I wonder, does this guy know the Werner Klemperer character from All the Glitters? I guess they never explained that. The outfit's different. Oh, well, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. But the robot picked up the galactic law information. He's got it all down.
Right. Fortunately, he had that on hand to learn who knows how, but oh well.
Well, to stop the torture from happening to anybody.
Absolutely. Well, I think he can't tell immediately who it is, but oh well, why not, right?
Well, yeah, the robot knows. He's just upset that he doesn't get a good relationship from either of them. So,
correct.
For all he cares, they can both go.
Well, since is the fastest super swift in the galaxy, he's bound to win. So that's why they decided not to do the duel, because they realized Dr. Smith wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah, that's what John says. I'm not going to allow this because an innocent man's going to die. You're proposing cold-blooded murder, so that's right. That's pretty true.
Well, at least they got that part right with Professor Robinson, right? That sounds like Professor Robinson. So
yes, Professor John Robinson is in character in this episode. I can safely say that, except for the part where he can't recognize Smith.
True.
There you go. Zeno goes to Jill.
There's Traveling Man.
There we go. Once again.
Traveling Man.
He flies away. And the Space Enforcer will chase after him for an undetermined amount of time.
At least they're off this planet.
Yeah.
But Dr. Smith doesn't have his outfit. What are they going to do?
You're exactly right about that. Because
Marine's going to have to make a new one.
Yeah, he'll have the same outfit next week. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And
he'll have it returned.
No, they don't even have replicators.
Oh, but they have Maureen. They can make
right, and they did mention at the end of season 1 that she made these new outfits, so they have established that apparently she's the one that makes them.
Yeah.
And here we have Dr. Smith is still enjoying playing Zeno. So this is a scene that really doesn't make a lot of sense. Right, because I thought when they showed Dr. Smith take a puff off the cigarette, they should have showed him coughing. But he doesn't. He casually does it with no problem.
And the robot is joking around.
Yeah, he's having fun scaring Dr. Smith,
Yeah.
which is the thing.
And of course, Dr. Smith is still the same old cowardly Dr. Smith hiding behind the robot. But then Will's honest and tells him he doesn't really like the look of him anymore. He likes the Dr. Smith that he knows and loves.
Oh, he actually appreciates it.
Yes, he does. Oh, yeah, he does.
And look, he's Dr. Smith again with his Dr. Smith outfit.
Yeah, that's fast.
And all they're worried about are space grackles.
Well, I thought that he was banned from bird watching because he names all the birds after him.
I know exactly right. Maybe they made an agreement off camera that in order for him to go with him again, he needs to stop doing that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and what do we have here?
Something that they've never noticed until now.
Oh,
That
and
again.
and
That
Dr.
again, yeah.
And Dr. Smith will never be stupid enough to pick up an alien artifact and play it,
Well,
because that could lead to bad things.
well, what I like the set design a lot here. Jill, can you go back a couple frames where when they first show it?
Yeah, it's a keyhole.
There, right there. Yeah, obviously, yes, exactly. It's a keyhole with a lyre in the middle, which tells you that it could possibly be the entrance to something.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a nice touch as far as set design.
That is an excellent point, Pop. That really is great. I missed that when I watched it, but yeah, the keyhole design is excellent. And yeah, if Smith had been a man of observation, he might have clued in that it could be an entrance point if he picked up the heart. But of course, he's Smith, so
Right,
no,
he's always saying he's educated.
PvP.
Right, go ahead.
PvP, you need to pay more attention while you watch this show.
I try.
Of course, it blows up.
I
No,
try.
Of course.
I think I'd given up in the previous 49 minutes, Stone Rocket.
Well, I'm shocked.
No, you're not. Anyway, Smith goes to a certain warm place.
Yep, fire and brimstone.
Mm.
I mean, what? Really?
I gotta admit it, guys. Are we not all really enjoying this last part of the episode here? Like we're going, yeah,
So.
Like,
about time.
but I'm thinking, like, this is just the center. This is just underneath the planet, and this guy just likes to wear red.
Right, the center of a planet out in space. Right.
Yeah,
Or just underneath the surface or something.
Of course,
Yes.
it's another alien that looks like somebody from Earth. Even though it makes a little sense.
Well, but he doesn't have horns. But it's pretty close.
Thank goodness for that, at least.
Not carrying a pitchfork.
Yeah, he doesn't have that either. Oh, brother. Actually, I'm still thinking this could be an improvement from the one we just did. So, yeah.
Can't wait to find out.
Or
Next Monday.
Or maybe not. I don't know. It's been many years since I've seen that episode, so I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been about 25 years since I've seen any of these, so I'm watching them for the first time, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than for me. I haven't seen this particular episode since the mid 70s.
We just lost PvP.
Did he hit the wrong button again?
Yeah, he probably hit the wrong button because he was excited to grade this episode.
Yeah. Instead of hitting mute, he always hits leave studio. I don't get it. Or something.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
why
He has a mute on his headphone. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I use my microphone.
Yeah. Well, I use both now.
That makes
All right,
sense.
let's get caught up on the chat really quick before we give our reviews.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Who likes to read this?
Scotty says, good advice.
Lemon Pie says, sorry. I am chock full of typos tonight.
Oh, it's okay. I do it all the time. We all do.
Scotty says, probably enjoying Lucky Strike. Tear toasted.
Lemon Pie says, I too have no Twinkies in my house at the moment. Me neither.
Yeah, I don't have any Twinkies. And Lemon says, did they ever reveal what foreign government Smith had originally worked for? No, but we can assume it's behind the Iron Curtain.
It's
That's what I
Aeolus
suppose.
Fortunabra.
Yeah, whatever that is, but it's got to be
Whatever
behind the
that
Iron
is.
Curtain. In other words, Lemon Pie, Smith is a commie.
Scotty R37 guesses Belgium.
Lemon Pie says, I've been there. Quite a pleasant visit.
I hear
Scotty
it is a nice
R37
place.
says, wait, point of order. Are we not allowed to say HE double hockey sticks?
Scotty says, we shouldn't say that.
Question mark?
Within the frame
Oh,
of the episode, they
PvP's
call it
backstage.
Hades.
Yeah, it's called A Visit to Hades for the next episode, Scotty.
Am I back?
Yeah, what happened? Did you press the wrong button?
Yeah.
We're
I
live.
don't know how I do this. Like, I didn't push the leave studio button at all, but it seems like I pushed something and all of a sudden I'm gone. So thanks for letting me back, Pop. I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Oh, Scotty says maybe I could relax. Yeah, just relax, Scotty R37.
Oh, let me know if I need to read a chat, guys, because I'm kind of lost my place now.
How about this one?
Okay, put it on the screen and I shall read it. Lemon Pie says, I thought PvP was saying hi to us in the chat. Well, you know, I'm not always great at multitasking, so I'll say hi to you now, Lemon.
PvP says I'm backstage.
Disney Sheepherder is here. Greetings, everyone.
Hey, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Disney Sheepherder.
And that's what Scotty says. So go ahead and read it, PvP.
Hey, Disney
Yeah.
Sheepherder.
And then Disney Sheepherder says, hello, Scotty, and Antiderivative Jill.
Disney Sheepherder says hello
Very
to
cool.
Scotty. And Lemon Pie says, hey, Sheepherder. And Disney Sheepherder says, greetings to Lemon Pie and Pleasant Valley Picker. See, I did them all.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Jill.
Just
Perfect.
multitasking
Welcome.
tonight.
Yeah, that was fun.
Jill is on it.
Okay, I did, as a reminder, everybody, I did put a poll in the chat. I hope it's still there. Please, if you feel like it, give a rating for this episode. You can either rate the quality of the episode or the quality of our coverage of the episode. Which one would you classify it as? It's totally up to you. And I'm going to go around the panel here and get everybody's reviews here, and then let them tell us about their channels. And I'm going to go ahead and go clockwise like I usually do. I'll start with Jill,
Oh, you're starting with me. Okay.
if that's okay.
So, I liked this episode much better when it was Dr. Smith versus Daddy Zach, because at least when they did that duplicate, it wasn't as annoying as this one. I think that one was a fun episode where we thought Smith was an android, but it turns out he was a clone. And he was a more productive community member, very useful to the family. And so at least with that episode, it was kind of unclear about that. But this one is just telling us that these two unrelated humans just happen to look exactly the same. And
Right.
the suffering one must endure watching this particular episode is completely grating, untenably annoying from start to finish. I didn't like this episode. I think the worst part is that it's just I'm just waiting for something good to happen. And one good thing does happen. 34 minutes. I did like that duel, the chandelier falling on the purple guy's head. That was fun. But so I have to I don't know. So there was at least this time when they had holes in the ship, they did have the plastic force field. However, they crash on an asteroid. Doesn't look like it has an atmosphere, but it totally does. And then the one thing that I liked besides the duel was the electric animals. I think we all like that. But it's just kind of a very superficial episode. There's no ideas to contemplate about or morals to examine or anything. It's just kind of duplicate Smith, and it's kind of dull. So I give this one an F. Even if I forget that several episodes ago this used to be a science fiction show, and if I just pretended that it was a Western, it still wasn't good because Zeno doesn't try to pretend to be Smith for a cover. So the family should have caught on immediately, and not just the robot, and the robot isn't protecting the family. Similarly, since Smith is trying to avoid being hanged and behaving like Smith, the enforcer should know immediately this is not Zeno. And yeah, so that's the episode.
How about your channel,
guys?
Jill?
Yes, definitely. I wavered last week, and I gave something I thought was an F a D, but this week I can't do that. I tried. So
That's okay. No, I want you to be honest.
My channel is Antiderivative Jill, and it's the same as my name. So I like to talk about science fiction. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm talking about the original series of Star Trek, Season 3. We're on episode 74, The Cloud Minders. So we have only 6 episodes left, and isn't that a little bit
sad to say?
So we're going to enjoy those episodes as much as we can. After I get off of this, I'm going to start working on that. And on Friday, I think I'm going to have a shore leave if it doesn't become a family day, because it is spring break. I might. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. So is there anything else I'd add?
No, I think I'm good for now. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and subscribe if you haven't.
Likewise, everybody.
Like and subscribe to Pop Culture Curator as well.
Right, Jill has a magnificent channel, everybody. I highly, highly check it out. It's magnificent. She's got a wide range of topics on there. Well, sci-fi and everything in between, I guess you could say. But please check it out. It's very, very, very unique.
Yes, I do.
It's a beacon in the night of all those channels that are on YouTube that I think most of the channels out there are very repetitive of each other. There's 10,000 channels for who likes a certain topic like Dune. Right now you look at Dune, the movie, and there's 10,000 channels of people reviewing whether they like it or not. Well, who cares? I'd rather watch someone's channel like Jill, who's unique and talks about something specific. So definitely check out her channel. So I'm going to go ahead.
I appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm going to skip myself because I usually save myself until last. Stone Racket, what would you like to say about this episode? Are you ready?
I gave this episode a D. And I don't think I really need to explain why. Jill did a good job already doing that.
She's very good at that, yes.
I did like the animals, and especially the giraffe and the tiger. And that's about it, really. I had some good. John Robinson had some good stuff to do, and I'm glad he stood up to the rather wacky intergalactic enforcer. I always like it when John stands up to and is resolute, But overall, I just gave this a D, and I'm saving an F grade for some other things, but this one I'm just going to give a D. It had some fun aspects, but
cool.
And as far as I don't have a channel, but I hanging out on other people's channels like Pop. Your channel is awesome, and Jill, your channel is awesome as well. So I'm just a groupie of Pop and Jill.
Well, we're glad to have you here, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. All right. And now
Well, and you're so
PvP
good
would
at
say
carrying these
you're.
guitars.
Oh, absolutely. His knowledge is amazing. PvP would say you. What do you have to say about this episode?
Well, first, I just want to say I'm extremely hurt that Stone Racket doesn't value my channel as much as he does the other channels. So I'm going to be very sad tonight hearing that he doesn't value my channel as much. Anyway, I gotta say I agree with Jill. I'm giving this sucker an F. I just thought this was a really bad one. Like, the only thing I agree with Stone Racket. The only thing I actually had fun with is watching like the giraffe and the animals, running around, in the chase scene. But other than that, I thought it was extremely poorly written. Um, and guess what, guys? I looked up this writer, Michael Fessier. I'm guessing would be the French pronounce because I am in Canada.
That works.
He actually only wrote this one episode, and that was the only thing he ever wrote for.
Hooray!
Yeah, he never wrote another one for Lost in Space after this sucker. So, gosh, I wonder why, eh?
Well, it's not like he never wrote again. He wrote it. He has quite a background. It's just
Oh,
this was
I'm
his only
sure.
Lost in Space episode.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I actually have an Alpha Central Lost in Space page, which is really great. Looking up the writers. Actually, I should post that sucker, shouldn't I, in the private chat? Give me a second here. But yeah, it was the only episode of Lost in Space he ever wrote, and it's like I'm kind of not too surprised knowing that actually. So yeah, I just thought it was basically it was. I just thought it was an episode that was so inconsistently irrational, and it so often it made no sense on any level. I just could not get into it, and yeah, I really tried to like Jonathan Harris playing his second character, in the Super Swift gunslinger guy, but I still could not get into it. The script it just let it down for me, and that's pretty much my review. I give it an F, like Jill did, and my channel. I'm just still doing my musical playlists that I try and update once a week. So that's pretty much about it. So I'll sign off for now.
But yeah, that's why I said His Majesty Smith was a better episode than this one, which was also a duplicate episode.
Well, almost any episode's better than this one, right, Jill?
Yeah.
This
Well,
was
thank you,
this was
PvP.
pretty poor. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're right. I think the only other F I gave was for the green lady floating, and that one was better. That one was way better.
Definitely better. Lisa the Green Lady was kind of fun.
How about your channel, PvP?
Oh, I just mentioned my music. I'm just doing my music playlist.
Oh, you already did? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, now, as for me, see if I can get this thing to work for a change. There we go. I'm going to give this episode a D. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Yes, it had plot holes, obviously. But I think in making the fact that they were making it a comedy from the beginning, I think that's kind of what led to a lot of the plot holes as we got, and structural issues. Pacing, I guess I'd have a few issues with problems with the pages. Sorry. Problems. I'm really tired. I'm sorry, guys. Problems with the pacing issues. Down to where they almost pretty much looked right at the camera and said, look, we're going to talk for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. We've got to get this, stretch this out, stretch it out. But I liked the casting. I enjoyed the casting. I enjoyed the imagination. Yes, it was like a Western in space, but I enjoyed the giraffes. I enjoyed the names of the different drinks on the shelf behind the bartender. And I think my favorite word that came from the bartender was baldersnatch. I always loved that. I laughed when I was a kid and I heard that because I always thought, what is a baldersnatch? But I liked the episode. I don't like it as much as I did when I was really young, of course, but there's always a place in my heart for it. As far as my channel is concerned, hopefully tomorrow night, I'll be back with a horror sci-fi stream with the Revenge of Frankenstein. That'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Are you okay, PvP?
Yeah, I just sorry, I do have a little congestion, so I cough once in a while. I should have muted. I just want to mention, Pop, what time are you on tomorrow? Because you're on at 7 Pacific.
With all
it
the
says here.
with all the time changes everybody had, here's
Yeah.
the schedule. Here's the schedule moving forward. Mondays, 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Lost in Space. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Mountain Time for sci-fi horror. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Mountain Time for Gilligan's Island. And
Okay,
then
good.
Saturday night, we'll be returning with another Rumblings from the Lab. That'll also be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, if that helps you guys figure that out any at all.
Okay, that sounds good. Because you didn't have a time change where you're
No,
living, right, Pop?
no.
Yeah, so it's going to be probably the same time. So I'm thinking it says 7 Pacific here, so it probably will be actually still 7 Pacific. So that's good to know.
Pacific and Mountain are now the same for the next 6
No, but
months.
I know that when you've done 6 at your time, it does seem to translate to 7 my time, so it all kind of works out, if
Well,
you
I
know
don't
what I
know what
mean.
time zone you're in, but
I'll check it. I'll
I know
check it
Pacific and
anyway.
Mountain are the same.
Yeah, I'll check it anyway. So I do plan on being on the Frankenstein tomorrow. So yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and like I said, Wednesday we'll be back with Gillian's Island. If Gorilla gets a little blessing, maybe the Tooth Fairy might come down and bless him with a new internet connection, right?
Yeah, win that lottery, Gorilla.
Yeah, exactly, Gorilla. And I really feel for you. We did miss having you here tonight. Seriously.
Oh yeah, we definitely miss Gorilla being here. And
I
I
know.
did miss one thing from my review, which is that I did learn one word. I learned pusillanimous. Pusillanimous.
Pusillanimous.
That
Oh
is
man,
true,
what?
right? That
That
is
is
true.
word and a half.
And
That's a word. You know
well,
what's good,
yeah,
what's good about that word? What's good about that word is you can insult people with that word and walk away. And by the time they figure it out, you're already long gone.
yeah, and I didn't even really look at the names of the liquors on the back there. So one of them is Space Cooler, but the one that I liked was the Galactic Gargle, and so that reminds me of the
Yes.
Galactic Gargle Blaster from Hitchhikers.
When did that come out?
Oh, when did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy come out? Let's see. I don't know. Well, it would be the novels by Douglas Adams. So when did those come out?
I was wondering if this kind of borrowed from them or it's probably just a coincidence.
It could
Yeah,
be. It could be just.
yeah. The
something.
Hitchhiker books
Oh, cool.
were more like around the early '80s.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well,
Okay.
you had the books, and then you had the BBC TV show, which that's my introduction to it. And then there
Well,
was a movie some recent years ago. So yeah.
yeah, it's after this episode. 78 was the first radio broadcast. They did the radio play first.
Oh, they did
Oh,
radio
okay.
too.
There you
Oh,
go. That's right.
oh
Radio
gosh,
play.
wow! It got a lot of different media hitchhikers. Yeah.
Well, Jill tends to the family. Let's get caught up on the chat really quick. All right, guys?
Sounds good.
Who wants to read this one?
Disney Sheepherder. I gave it a B. Pop culture, even though I came in very late.
No, that's great, Disney. I'm glad you could make it. Should I call you Disney or should I call you Sheepherder? And who wants to read this one?
Scotty R37 says, "I can't rate it. I watch Con Miners instead. Well, probably
which I'm
better,
going to be
much
doing
better use of
immediately
your
after
time.
this tonight.
Me
Better
too.
use of your time.
Or Greg
Euler Greg.
says, go
Oh,
ahead.
Euler Greg says I gave it a C.
Thank you, Willa Greg.
Is Jill back in the loop yet?
Oh, yes, I am. Disney Sheepherder says, your channel owns to me. Thank you, Disney Sheepherder. That means a hell of a lot. Oh, I forgot one thing that's
Yes.
happening on Thursday is a membership stream.
Yes. Oh, really? This week?
Yes.
Do you know what time that's happening by chance?
Yeah, it'll be noon central. Noon central.
I'm
Normal,
looking at
normal
my
show
shit.
for me.
Well,
Look at
that's
my schedule,
exactly
see if
when
I can
I'm
make it.
working. So even if I was a member, I would be out of luck. Oh well.
2:15 is my appointment, my time. I think that means I can make it at least part of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
'cause I have
cool.
an appointment every day this week, and they're supposed to pick
Oh,
me up at
every
1:15 every day.
Oh.
Yeah, getting zapped with X-rays, and my appointment on that day is at 1. They're picking me up at 1:15, so I think I can make part of
Scotty
it.
reminds us that it is Pi Day on Thursday, so my membership stream is on Pi Day.
I need some pie.
And also reminder, Cloud Miners is in production order. Who would like to read that? Yeah, thank you for putting this in here, Lemon Pie.
Yes, thank you for
Who-
posting my channel link.
No, was that Jill's we saw last?
Thank you, Scotty.
Like and subscribe.
This is Jill's link.
Okay.
Thank you, Scotty. There we go.
Like and subscribe to
Yeah.
Pop.
Appreciate that, Scotty. Who would like to read this one?
Disney says fact. Pop culture curator.
Oh, thank you.
Is this Stone Racket?
No, it's Gorilla. Gorilla left, but here is his channel.
Well, thank
Stone-
you. Oh, I
Stone
didn't
Racket
think you
has-
said goodbye. I know you left. Good night, Gorilla. I'm sorry.
He didn't say goodnight. He just left. So,
Aw.
or did he? Oh, if he did, then we missed it. Sorry.
I feel bad. 'Cause, yeah, it is late for him. I know he got a long day today.
It's getting late for me.
If I know Gorilla, he's probably got to have lots and lots of sleep because he never gets enough. It
Lemon
says-
Pie says PvP has music playlists here at this YouTube link.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Disney Sheepherder says, what? Who wants to read this one?
Glad I made it, albeit late. I always miss Anti-Jill shows. Well, doggone it.
Well,
Got
you
it.
got to watch them on the rerun, right? We always encourage that. They're just as good, if not better. Just like leftovers, right? Like leftover pizza.
Okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
Who would like
My
to read
turn?
this one?
Scotty R37 says, based on the slides, I read this episode an A with all the pluses because it looks like all the Lost in Space episodes I saw in color in southern Ontario in the early 80s.
Very cool.
Okay.
Who would like to read this one?
Somebody else's turn.
Scotty
You
says,
must be doing something to keep the brand. And Scotty says, thank you for the schedule. Time conversion, there, as always, will be translated by the check on your Computron. The clock on your Computron. So I'm sorry, I always have to lean forward to read the text on this darn laptop. It's so small.
You know, Windows 11 turns off daylight saving times by default, so you have to go in the settings and turn that on.
That's why I still got Windows 10 because it works for
Yeah.
me.
And
Well, I
it only
didn't
does
wanna
it to be a
upgrade.
pain in the neck. That's the only reason why. It's well, let's give him something else to worry about.
I don't know. I like Windows 10. I guess I'm used to it, and it works for me. So yeah.
I do too, but I got a new laptop and it has it. Disney Sheepherder says we have a thesaurus sighting.
Thesauruses
somebody
are
is-
great.
At least somebody opened a thesaurus writing this episode.
I like thesauruses.
Scotty says the radio play, referring to Hitchhiker.
Radio
Right.
play was first. Yes.
Right. Jill already confirmed that.
Is this my turn? Lemon Pie says, PvP, Pacific time is now an hour behind Mountain time. Okay, I'll figure it out.
That's about
1
right.
hour
Jill,
behind. I can't
Jill,
type
is it
tonight.
Is it 10:34 for you right now, Jill?
It is 11:34. 1
Oh,
hour
wow.
behind. I can't type.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
not.
just said.
I definitely, yeah, this is late for you. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to keep this short tonight.
Yeah,
This-
well, the time change in general has messed us all up a little bit. It's all right. Don't worry
No,
about it.
it's 9:34 Pacific, so I don't know if that means anything to any of you guys, but
It's
Just want-
I'm in
say-
the central time zone as well, so it's 11:34 for me as well. But I'm retired. It doesn't matter to me how late we run because I always have power naps because I'm an old guy.
That's right. And we always have these confusing discussions every 6 months.
Yeah.
No,
Who would like to read this?
Disney Sheepherder says the Hitchhiker movie was 2005. 1979 book after the radio play. There you go.
Disney Sheepherder says Sheepherder Disney not too popular, and my sheep are loyal. Book curator.
That's the best ones to have.
Yeah, Scotty says PI day.
Yeah, Pi Day.
3.1415926.
Exactly.
Disney Sheepherder. Sheepherder is fine, Pop. So we will call him
That
Sheepherder.
is always good to hear.
Yeah, but I would replace Disney with Space. Space Sheepherder or Cosmic Sheepherder or Galactic Sheepherder.
I see what you're
Well,
saying.
if Sheepherder's a fan of Disney, I don't care. I'm not going to knock that.
Yeah, okay.
Disney Sheepherder says.
Oh, sorry.
I guess it's for pie.
Oh yeah, for pie. Yes.
Yummy.
Is this mine? Taylor Swift is having a green lady waving at us again.
Turquoise people.
Yeah.
Who would like to read this one?
And Disney Sheepherder, Sheepherder, says, I'm sub to everyone and have been for a while, even to Scotty R37.
Oh, very cool.
He doesn't have much there, though.
There he is.
Said, when did I leave?
Oh,
but I guess it was just a bit. I'm glad you're still here, Gorilla. I guess it was just
hi, Gorilla.
Oh, my. Okay, I guess that's mine.
Lemon Pie says, oh, he's here. My bad. No, it's okay, Lemon Pie. There's no problem. Scotty R37 says, look out for stuff happening at my dive bar. It sounds like fun, actually. Disney Sheepherder says, greetings, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. Disney, Star Wars, and MCU, and MCU, Star Wars, Taylor Swift. Gorilla says, Pop won't let me put what I thought of this episode. I didn't tell you couldn't. Hello, Spidey. Canadian Spider-Man says, hello, everyone. Hail,
Hi, Spidey.
Curator. Hail to you too, sir. And I have been lurking in the chat, in your fireside chat you've had the last couple of nights, sir. Well done. I tried to. I was a little ill in the weather, but I have your stream playing while I'm kind of dozing in and out of consciousness. And Canadian Spider-Man says, hail, Rose Random Thoughts, and Lemon Pie, Scotty, and Stone Rocket.
Hail, Canadian Spider-Man.
Says, hi, Jill. Hello, PvP. And Geek Flag says, it was fun, gang, but I have to go to bed now. You all have a good night. See you next week. Likewise, thank you. Get a good night's sleep.
Good night,
yeah,
Geek
stay
Flag.
warm.
Good night.
And Disney Sheepherder says, greetings, Canadian Spider-Man. Geek Flag with Nate Nose. And Gorilla says, hey, Spidey. And Lemon Pie says, CSM, hey. All right, with that, I'm going to go into our chat, close our poll. and then share the topics with everybody. So I'm now closing it, or ending the poll, that is.
Oh wow, almost an even spread.
I can't see. I can't see the poll.
Well, 27% gave it an A, and 27% gave it a C.
Wow, you're right. That is pretty even, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
It's extremely even.
Yeah.
I love the engagement. Thank you guys for voting. Yeah, very cool. And like I always say, I really, really love your honesty. And that's what I encourage people to come to my channel for is your honesty. I don't care whether you like it or whether you hate it or somewhere in between. You come to the right place. You won't be hated on or criticized because of your opinion. I had that happen
Yeah.
to me just yesterday. It's like, oh God, people. I wish one day the whole world would wake up or grow up, depending on your opinion, and realize that don't criticize people personally just because they have different opinions than you.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
A different opinion is not an insult to you. And that's a very important thing to remember.
Exactly. Right. It's not an insult to you. It doesn't matter what, if you think your opinion is better than theirs, they think their opinion is better than yours, which is equal and totally fine. Everyone has a right to an opinion. Even if you say, I disagree with your opinion, that is totally fine.
Yes.
But the personal attacks, if somebody doesn't agree with you and then you go straight to a personal attack, that's an absolute no, no, no. And I'm so relieved and happy that my channel is not one of those. So I love you guys, and I love the fact that, I mean, honestly, I think I have the best. Well, no offense, Jill, but I really do think I have the best chat on the internet. And Jill's is number 2.
That's great. Oh, thanks.
It's pretty much the same people, but that's what we're all here for, right?
That's right.
Well, but also 22% gave it a B, and 22% gave it a D to an F.
Thank you. I'll cut it off. That was pretty good. Oh, I'm so scatterbrained tonight. I'm
Well,
so
no,
sorry.
but that's okay. No, but
Yeah,
you're right about all that other stuff about the opinions and things.
That was an interesting poll set of results there.
I liked it.
Yeah, most fascinating, as Spock would say.
No, I'm just wondering, is this the most polarized poll result we've ever had with 4 different results in the poll? Because I don't
wouldn't call
remember
it polarizing.
Well, no,
I
I'm
would-
just saying it's widespread, though. It's like, it's almost even 27, 27, 22, 22.
That's what I'd say. Yeah, equal.
That's very even. And I don't remember an even, a 4-part, A to F poll result ever this even.
Nope, and I love it. I love it. It shows engagement, it shows interest, and it shows that people are out there, and hopefully it'll bring them back so they can come back for another fun episode next week, right, guys?
Oh, yeah, I think it's great.
I'll be here.
But I just was kind of surprised it was such a it's such an even spread of opinions, right? Which is, obviously it's cool, but wow, it's a very even spread of opinions.
And Scotty says, Spidey. Okay, and Scotty says, Pop has the 5th best channel on the internet. Well, I'm a little biased, I have to admit. If there are 4 other channels better than mine, good for them. That gives me something to strive for. So I'm not gonna hate them. It's just it's all the better and harder I need to try. I need to get up there and achieve that status eventually. I may not be around long enough, but I don't care. I'll do the best I can to entertain and to enjoy my friendship with you guys as I can. Scotty
I
says,
had fun.
you cool, bro. Well, thank you, Scotty. Likewise. Okay, with that, what I'm going to do now is we're going to close this up. I think I've covered all bases, haven't I?
You did.
So we're going to close.
You did.
You have, Pop.
Yeah, I won't try to forget anything or anybody. So I'm going to be closing this up, but before you leave, I'm going to be showing the trailer for next week's episode.
Awesome.
So bear with me on this one. And I hope it'll have sound. I think it will. I had to think, oh, what's the name of the episode again? That's right. I always put the name in the title.
A Visit to Hades.
Yes. And here we go. And once again, everybody, good night, good night, good night. Have a great night. Get a good night's sleep. I hope I don't make you guys late for work in the morning. Stay warm, drive safe.
Good night, guys.
No,
Good night.
I won't look. Behold! You know what I'm talking about? The only prize worth taking on this planet. What? Judy! Judy, go back!
Danger! Danger! Alien life form!